Well, hello, friends. Happy Friday. How was your week? I'm like partially delaying because I know that my wife and daughter are going to walk down here any second because they're leaving. What up, guys? Ready for the weekend? Heck yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Splash. Thank you for the 14 month. Appreciate you, man. Finally catch the stream. What's up, Childs? How are you, dude? Welcome in. Win, good to see ya. What's up, Alex? Hello, friend. Sunflower. Lady with the cats. Thank you for the 13-month prime. Hello. What up, Sesame? How we doing, friends? Enjoyed the Microsoft. Oh my god. I didn't have to. I'm not in a field that has anything to do with that. So I was not affected today. But I know many were. Oh my goodness. Bites. Thank you for the 7 months. I work in banking. The outage made my holy shit. Yeah, I know Chinggis had a heck of a day too, because he is also in IT. Yeah. What are we gonna play today? We're playing Phasmophobia. That's right. Gamer Wolf, friendo, thank you for gifting Ebby 3 months of tier 1. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate you. And Mrs. Omens, thank you for the 11 months. Let's go. Welcome in. Ferber. That's right. That's exactly how it's spelled. I'm going to start putting that on my thumbnails. Ferber. AV Space, how you doing? Jinx and I work in a relatively same field. More on the ops side than IT. Oh, but it's under the same umbrella. Gotcha. Northern Dog, hello. Break of Daylight, how you doing, friend? Ready for said weekend. Mail, thank you for the bits. How would that be spelled? I feel like Sesame's on to something. All right, let's make sure this is on, which it should be. Yeah, should be good enough. Should be basically ready. Basically. We say basically. Basically, maybe. I was like, what is casting a shadow on my wall? It was the antenna from the Yippee. I was like, what the fuck? Somebody moved it. Anyway, hello. This is why I do software engineering. No, this is why I'm a video editor. But my company, the company I work for, we mainly use Mac, so we weren't affected at all. Giant bug, I know. Look at it. Why is it? Look at the antenna. Like, it's not. I don't feel like it's normally there. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Kana, thank you for the 8 months. Welcome back, friend. How are you? I'm like kind of anticipating because my wife and my daughter are going to a friend's house. So I'm like waiting. I don't know if they're going to come down or if they're just going to go. I already said goodbye, but I'm trying to be at attention because the ear stuffs is loud. It's a spooter. Olive, hello, friend. How are you? Olive, had you had a chance to jump on the server yet? Oh, have you seen the things, Olive? You should see the things. Been out at the county fair all week working and exhausted. Oh, man. Yeah, the weather is finally starting to break. I'm not in the channel. We'll get you there, Olive. I'll get you there. After tonight's stream, because we wanted to make sure that everything was taken care of first. Yeah. An ambulance is there. I hope everything's okay, friend. Yeah, absolutely, Olive. Yeah, it was so much fun last time. You've been getting all that crazy runoff from there? No, not really. No, the weather's fine here. Yeah, slightly. How are you? What's up, Solar? This week did feel like a long week. Agreed upon. Guys, thank you for the hype train. Oh my goodness. I'm a little snack. Is that 2 years? Does that say 24 months? I don't know what is going on with Twitch. It's like every single resubscription has been reading incorrectly, unless I'm the dumb and I can't read. Okay, 21, so close to 2 years. Do you know what it says for me? Resubscribe for 24 months. I don't know which number to believe anymore. Resubscribe for 24 months at tier 1. They've been subscribed for 21 months. I guess if it's been 21, then I don't know what the first number is. Hey, Murphy, thank you for the bits. Hi, friend. I'm on PC and can't see it. If you refresh the stream, Blondie, if you refresh, you probably can. Yeah. Hey, Michaela. What up, Crimson? Oh, hi. Oh, hey, how are you? So today, Twitch engineer. Today we are doing Phasmophobia, like we said. I want to try some stuff today. We're going to mess with some perfect game things. We're going to mess around. We're going to look at payouts. I could probably just Google it. I could probably just go and find a sheet that says if you do this, you get paid this. But I think it's better if we just do the practice ourselves and just make it happen. Because we could do like pro games, which I think we're going to start with because that's the most played game mode of any game mode in Phasmophobia. And there is still a bug in here. And I'm going to lose my I'm going to lose it. 21. That's so weird. I'm going to get you. I swear. Hi, Pav. Always forgetting that unsub button. I know. One of these days you'll remember. I know. I appreciate you forgetting. If that's like a good consolation, Pav. Someday. I appreciate your forgetfulness. My wife thanks you. Or I do. I don't know. No, wait, no. Subs me, bits children, donos to the wife. Never mind. I thank you. I thank you. Ay. You're on Minecraft grinding. Hey, good luck, friend. You've been in the airport for 12 hours. Oh, no. Are you in the airport because of all the crap from today? Were you ground like was your flight grounded today? Yeah, that was insane. Yeah. I don't know what the actual numbers are going to be like, but according to Thor Pirate Software, he was saying that what it's going to cost, all of this that was caused by this, it's going to cost billions, if not trillion, like $1 trillion at the end of the day, like at the end of all of it, which is insane. Yeah. Yeah, Miss Omens. Yeah, I will be. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's nuts, man. Court. Oh, hey, how are you? Oh, hey, how are you? All right. What happened? I don't know how to describe it because I don't know the deets myself, other than CrowdStrike installed on millions of computers. They pushed a patch, fucked up a lot of things. Computers went blue screen. They made an oopsie, and all of those now have to be manually fixed. I don't think you can just do a manual. I don't think they could just do another patch and say, that's okay, here you go. Because how are you supposed to download it? Yeah. So it's not a Microsoft thing. Microsoft didn't do anything. Security company tried to do an update that screwed up Microsoft 365 products, which apparently a lot of the world runs on. Yeah, millions of computers. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Cool, man. Welcome in. How are you? To your coworkers' PCs got blue screened. Whew. They have to physically go to the data center. Yeah. Nuts. Craziness. So yeah, if you got affected today, man, Godspeed. Oh, we're not playing with viewers. Cool, man. Yeah, when you jumped in the chat, when you accepted the rules, there was one of the rules was talking about not playing with viewers. I'll announce whenever we're playing with viewers. UPS, I'm in Atlanta, was supposed to run over 100,000 packages today. They only ran 3K. Jeez, dude. That's insane. Craziness. This is my brother's who works IT security birthday present. Wait, what? Wait, what? I'm confused. Rayla, hello, friend. What's up, Sam? On a mini vacay. Yeah, I guess so. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are on a vacay if they can't do anything. What are you supposed to do? Stare at it? Kick the computer? Give it the old heave ho? All right. Like I was saying, what we want to do today,
there are others out there in need of help.
We're going to do some perfect games, but we're not just doing perfect games. We're also doing not perfect games purposefully. Oh, your brother's birthday's today. Oh, he works. Oh, IT security. He got called in for all day. Oh, so that was his present was today. Understood. Understood. Imperfect games. Yes, perfect and imperfect games. Yeah, turn it off, back on. See, Crimson, they probably didn't think about that. Which now makes them really look like goofballs, you know? A quick little turn it off, turn it back on again, and everything would have been fixed. So we're going to start on professional. We are going to pick a map. We are going to do a perfect run and a not perfect run and look at the payout. The idea behind it is I want to figure out, is it worth the time investment in doing a perfect game? Is it worth it? Because you have to worry about the struggle of making sure that you get all 10 photographs, finding the bone, all that jazz. Is it worth doing? Are you setting a timer? I mean, we can always just look back. I don't necessarily need to look at a timer. I can always go look at the game will tell me how much time it was. At the end of each run, it'll give me a time. So yeah, we'll just look at the details. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. All right. Where do we want to do this? Where do we want to do this? All right, while we're talking about that, I'm going to get this going. That's sunny. So we don't want to do a large map because all that does is extend the amount of time this is going to take to test. That's like, yeah, let's go to high school. So, I mean, if you want the test to take longer, then yeah. I mean, that's where we would go. Yeah. Large map is definitely not worth it. That is correct. Tangular Willow. We could do Willow. Point Hope. I don't think it's worth it. Point Hope is considered a small map. Point Hope is technically a small map, which hopefully they change at some point. Because when you're running to the top and you're running back down again, that don't feel like no small map. That's for sure. That's for sure. Edgefield's another good one. So that bug, the fly that was flying around, is literally inside of my light panel right now. It's tanning. Hey, Spinio, get a cat. Well, I feel like that's not going to solve my problems. Frosty Rumbles, what's up, Cinnamon? Benji, how are you? What's up, Carlos? Ashley, welcome in. I can hear the sizzle. No, you cannot. Dude's chilling, man. It's just hanging out, having a good time. All right. Go there. Go there. I'm just about ready. Lashed Odin, hello. But yeah, we'll continue with our runs like we normally would, but there will be a purpose. There will be a purpose. The purpose being trying to figure out if running perfect games is actually even worth it. Yeah. That's not a station, Ricky. It's a playlist. If you do exclamation point playlist. Yeah. You mean the actual perfect game or the perfect investigation? Perfect investigation bonus, I guess you could say. Did that fly get out and move to the other panel? I swear to God. Listen here, brother. Listen here, brother. Hey, Cap. Are you early? Absolutely. Never move spiders. Yeah, I have two, so I have multiple light panels, obviously for lighting whatnots, but like it came out of the one and went to the other one. Like, you have a basement to hang out in, dude. F off. Like, go find somewhere to hang out. Brother is right. Can you see it? Where'd it go? Get out of here. Like, I'm trying to fly, get out of this room. It just keeps like running right in front of my face. Oh my goodness gracious. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry, I tried to like swat it that direction. Hopefully it will get it out of here. Would you guys get it? Nope, it's right here. Do you see it? God damn it. Hey, Jimmy, how's the day? The day's good. The day is good. You're going to randomly see it fly in front of my screen. Fly swatter simulator? Yeah, it is now. Dude, it is like massive too. What the? Is there two of them? I swear to God. I swear to God. I don't have anything to get rid of it. You know what? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, that's right. Tell your friends. Did you see it fly past the camera? I swear to God. It's right there. Look, look, it went past again. Look how big it is. Jesus Christ, it's like a horsefly. Land, bitch. I dare you. I dare you to land. Look, did you see it go by? I'm watching it. Hold on. Hold on. This is now the stream. I do apologize. I should take the camera and turn it around so you can see what's happening. Again, so I'm in the basement. I'm in a basement, okay? It has an entire basement to be in, but it's here. And it's flying so slow in front of my face. Need a head cam? Oh, that's what I need. Shit. Played Blair on Roblox? No, I played it once. I don't have any intentions of playing that again. It was fine. I'm not exactly a Roblox guy. The salt gun. Oh, I've seen that on TikTok. I've seen it. Like, listen, if it wants to hang out in the room and just like be up high somewhere, like let it rip. You do you, boo boo. But if you're gonna fly down in front of my face, you're asking for it. Literally asking for it. Like, dude, I see you. There's two. There's literally two. There's one that's up there and he's hanging out and he can hang out. He can have a nice day. This bitch. This bitch. Land somewhere I can hit you. I dare you. This is the stream now. This is the stream now. I'm going to be so annoyed with them flying in front of my face. We're just going to pretend like they're not there. Woosah. Okay. So we're going to go and try to get the perfect investigation bonus on Willow. Well, I say real quick. You know it's not going to be real quick. And then we'll see how much money it gives us on Pro. And then we'll do a game where we don't get the perfect bonus. And let's see how much money it gives us. I'm going to take literally 0 photos on that next run. And we'll see how much we have. The idea here is showing the effort involved. And you basically being able to judge, is it worth your time? Is it worth the time to do it? So Dude, I'm being taken over by the flies. I swear to God. Like, they're so just chill about it. Hold on. You know what I'm doing? I'm shutting the door. Now you're locked in here with me. Now you're locked in with me, bitch. Dude, what the fuck? My guess, if I had to guess right now what's going on, I guarantee one of my kids left something downstairs. I guarantee one of my kids left something in the basement, and now it's fucking House of the Flies. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Unfortunately, I don't have a fly swatter. So, Candy, probably. Probably. What's up, Kai? They probably asked their mother, hey, can I bring this food downstairs? And she was like, yeah, as long as you bring the thing back upstairs. And what do you think they probably did not do? You saw it? Dude, I'm telling you, they're fucking... Like, multiple of them have just now... It's not the beans. No, it is not. They are in a container. A sealed container. Thank you very much. I'm back. What did I miss? That fucking fly. I have a tissue box I'm going to try to hit it with. I'm going to try to nail it with this tissue box. I hate your face. I hate your face. I'm about to go get a goddamn vacuum cleaner. Oh, that would be the move. Ooh, the vacuum cleaner might be the move. Hi, Katie. I'm sorry. All right. Can confirm the vacuum works. I might have to do it. All right, we have some upgrades. Let's make sure we actually equip them. Vacuum would work. I feel like I might have to do it. I've got one upstairs at the ready. You know what? We'll do this. Incense. I like the first incense because it doesn't change the speed of the ghost. Oh, salt. Salt. All right. Let's rock. If you get that fly, I'm going to give 2 subs. What if I told you there's at least 2 flies that I know of? You know what doesn't help? You know what does not help? I have soundproofing on the walls, and that soundproofing is black. They're multiplying. Hey, DK. Why tier 2 salt? I like the tier 2 salt instead of the 3 because it doesn't slow down the ghost. Yeah, that's why you noticed the incense and the salt, I changed them both so it doesn't change the speed, because I when I'm listening for the ghost, when I'm listening when it's hunting, I don't want it to walk through one of those. Like, we'll start walk through the salt or hit it with the incense and then it changes and it messes with it. Use motion sensors. What for? I saw the fly again, by the way. Like, I'm literally going to pause everything that I'm doing for the fly. Like, legit. So the salt can change the speed. The tier 3 can. For the fly. Oh, use the motion sensor for it? Roger that. I just get in a place where I can get ya. Bitch! It moved! Dude, I'm telling you, there's like there's literally like 2 or 3 flying around. Amber, thank you for the 7 months. It's like the lights. They're attracted to the lights. Hold on. I have an idea. I think it's so dark in my basement. I turn on the lights. Go dark and open the door. Oh, you mean go dark in here? Oh, I could. That's true. But I kind of like the vacuum idea. I kind of want to go get the vacuum. It's like we should name the fly. No, I don't want to get attached to it. It's like whenever the kids bring home something and then they're like, "Oh, we should name it." No, it's not going to be here that long. Go get the vacuum. All right. I'll be right back. Here. We'll put the music back on. I'm going to get a vacuum because we're killing flies. If it lands, I'm getting it. This is war. This is war. I've got a wireless vacuum and I know how to use it, you little shit. Where is it? Full screen. What you doing? We're just catching flies. For some reason, there's like 3 flies in my room causing havoc and we don't know why. But it's about to come to an end. I got one. One down. The fly sucker. You want to be at your brother? Huh? We got him. All right. Now the question is, where did the others go? Flash has got that psychopathic look in his eyes. What do you mean? Phasmo flies. All right. I wonder if the others saw what happened and abandoned ship. If you use a paper towel, they don't see white. Wait, what? Is that real? Nah, he looks stable. What do you mean? Is that, I can see it on the fucking wall. Look at you. I'm chasing his ass. Oh, shit. Woo! You better run. There's I saw one fly away. Like I saw one just dart out of the room like, "Oh shit." Ricky, thanks for the tier 1. There is one more though. We do have one more. We've been doing that. I've been at this for like 30 minutes. Where's it at though? All right. Maybe going dark is the way to go. You can use a candle to tell if the ghost is a Moroi. Used to. Used to. Unfortunately, that's now outdated. SWAT one, leave it in the corner. I was hoping that if I vacuumed one of them up, that the others would see it and they would think, "Oh shit, scatter. I don't want that to happen to me." Yeah. Alyssa, thank you for the sub. I'm so sorry. I've just, dude, every time I try to start, they just show up. They just show up. All right. Well, I think we just have to go about our business, and when they show up, we'll deal with it when it's time. And I need to go to Amazon and get a fly swatter. Need one of those salt guns. I know. Yeah, that's what they were saying too. Yeah. I don't think the flies are that smart. Well, no, I guess not. I mean, but you see me chasing them down. How smart am I? Yeah, Flash explained. Well, so here's the issue, Crow. I've got a bunch of, there's like 3 or 4 flies. And I think it's because my kids have left food in the basement. Hold on. Oh, you bitch. I think my kids left food in the basement. So unfortunately, they have found their way into my room where I don't have open food. So now they're just here. We think because of the lights. And still the fear of God in that fly. They can't see white. Yeah, but that's bullshit though, because literally I held like a paper towel at it and it was like, nope, I'm out. Like there's one right there. I see him. He's just staring at me. He's just staring at me. I'm going to punch him. I'm going to punch him with the paper towel. Now this is going to hit my light though. Fuck. Man, I don't know. Jeez. Hey, Craig, what's going on? Crow, hope you're doing well, friend. Most definitely going to swoop down. I know. Someone's like, turn your lights off, turn the lights on out there, and then see if maybe they'll migrate. It's like, dude, this has become the most intense operation. Like, the fly, it literally just landed on my hand. Now they're just taunting me. Now they're just taunting me. Little fucks. All right, here. We can at least have movement on the screen. If I see them land. Use honey traps. Well, now I have to go through my basement and see what food my children have left out. Unfortunately, little bastards. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, there's literally like 3 or 4 of them still in this room. We might have to go dark. You know what? I'm about to punch this fucking light, though. I'm about to punch this. Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 of them in here. You know what? We're going to try it. We're going to try it. I'm going to go nuts. I'm going to go nuts. All right, hold on. Hi, Rava. All right. So what we're going to do, I think, here, I'll turn off the lights. Here, we're going dark. We're going dark. I have lost it, dude. I don't know what the fuck is going on? Like, why are they in here? Why? There's no food in here. What do they possibly want? It passed in front of you. I know. I'm telling you. I don't know what it is. They want my ranch soda. Listen. A, the beans are completely covered. B, the sodas are also covered twice over. I might add. Alyssa, thank you, friend. My husband just texted me from the other room to ask if you're doing okay. You know what? Just tell him I don't know. just say he's fine. just say he's fine. Ranch soda sounds gross. It's awful. Yeah, it's really, really bad. Yeah, ranch soda is terrible. Yeah, we think that the flies, wherever the hell they're coming from, now I have to go through tomorrow with my basement and figure out what the fuck is going on. Happy Friday. I was trying to have one. Now I have to go through my room and start shaking shit to see if flies come off of it. Son of a bitch. They're taking over. Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 of them that are in here being bullies. Yeah, I know. I can continue like this, but I'm not in the dark. Let me give the lights a couple of shakes. Let me make sure that they're like away from my equipment. Like, did they actually fuck off? Did they actually fuck off? Make sure they're not here. On that. I think they did. Are you serious? Or they're just waiting for their moment to strike. All right. I shook the things. Wolfie! Thank you for getting a hoodie. I did not know. I stabbed nothing. We turned the lights off. I shook stuff. There's no flies anywhere. We think they might have actually flown out of the room. That might have actually worked. I'm not making fly merch. Knock it off. Fly merch. What the hell's wrong with you? All right. Well, we're just going to have to, I think, do with whatever it is. Okay. I'm going to turn the lights back on so we can see the flies better. Can we get a shirt with a fly I hate you. I just really don't like you guys anymore. This light on my left might come back the wrong color because that happens sometimes. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Jesus Christ. Fighting stance. Just ready to punch the living shit out of a fly. And guess what? I see it already. I swear to God, I'm not kidding. It's right there. You love us and you know it. Whatever, man. You know what? You know what? I think I know what was happening. Right here. I think I didn't see it because I think they were sitting on the freaking ghost of fly lands on my neck. Listen, if it wants to land on me, stream's canceled because Flash is going to be busy killing flies. I feel like I've got to open the door back up now so they can get the fuck out of my room. Get a cup and mix some water and vinegar. Yeah, that might be the way to go. Do I have... Actually, you know what? You know what? I have that. I'm gonna leave the door open so hopefully the smell doesn't come over here. But I do have it though. Yep. Yep. Let's see if it works. All right. Well, hopefully I don't get angry and destroy my equipment for today, but let's give it a whirl. Anyway, hey. You have a question? What's up? I couldn't work for 6 hours of my shift thanks to the outage. Sheesh. Sheesh. Scuff timer. Yeah, we're going to restart.
Welcome back.
Oy vey.
Ready for you.
All right, we're going back.
I've gathered a list of other hunters asking for help.
Most entertaining. Oh, listen, man. Listen. At least, like, you guys could see them flying in front of the camera. Like, you know that I'm not completely crazy. You know, what's up, Eli? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? The fly POV. They're just both sitting together on the wall. Like, look at this piece of All right, we go back. New evidence. Flies. I will uninstall this game. Swear to God. Alrighty. Let's rock. Brian Jones, capture a photo, incense, and 25%. So our goal on this run is to do a perfect investigation. Okay, we want to get the perfect investigation bonus. That is our goal. Because the idea is to get the perfect investigation bonus on professional, and then do another run where we don't get the perfect investigation bonus. Because we want to look at the money difference and see if it's actually worth it. Well, money and time. Is the money worth the time? Oh, there we go. It's weird. I didn't hear it. Is it scary playing fast solo? I think it just depends on what's happening. Jennifer, thank you for the sub. What's up, friend? All right, so we have hiding here. We have hiding over there. The juice is on. Perfect investigation with flies. There. All right, I've heard nothing so far. Blue Hawk, how are you? Oh my. I mean, I guess if you're gonna leave a pelvis somewhere. Sure. Alright, I'm gonna start checking temps. I know you're not gonna be able to see it, but I'll let you know. Phasmo just announced the new evidence and its bugs. 10, 11. Ooh, it is 6 degrees here. 5. Okay. I think Ghosty Shorts is here. Cool. Pelvis on the bed. Roger that. Roger that. Alright, put that there. Can you imagine Phaz with Unreal Engine 5? That'd be pretty freaking cool. Yeah, it would. I mean, I can't imagine. I don't think they would ever do anything like that because the amount of work that it would take to get this game into Unreal Engine 5, just, it wouldn't be worth it. It wouldn't be worth it. The fly just flew in front of my face, by the way. I think I just have to learn to live with them. You did a ghost photo? Unfortunately, yes. Orbs. Unfortunately, yes, we do. When is the next stream? The next stream is gonna be on Sunday. Yeah. Careful not to swallow one. Okay. Quesadilla, hello, friend. All right, so we have orbs. We sensed it. Watch for dots for a second. Orbs. Yeah, ghost photos are fun now that they've changed it, but it's fine. It's fine. They're gonna start showing up in Phasmo, I know. Ooh, it did just touch that door over there though, so we don't need any salt and we can check for UV. So I think that's the plan. Can you still not delete bad photos? No. No. They made it so that you can't get a ghost photo if you fill the journal, but you can't delete photos. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure why they did that. Not exactly sure why that decision was made, but it was. How rude. How rude indeed. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Are you angry? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? What's up, Psycho? Where are you? Are you near?
Away.
Do you do ghost gameplay? I do sometimes. Occasionally. Occasionally. Hey, Lynn! Thank you for the subs, dude. Alright, we got spirit box. I did not see UV, but we need to check for freezies. Ah, we're gonna drop that over there. Take it away. The flies whisper. Stop it. Thought it was an instant only thing. No, there's lots of people that do it. No, there's lots of people that do it. I just do it occasionally. There's some people that just, they want to do it like every single stream, and it just, I do it occasionally. Why dots on the ground versus the wall or ceiling? I was just quickly placing them down, Starbuck. Honestly, I've been placing them more on the wall than I've been placing them on the floor. Yeah. But I was just quickly laying down dots and book just to get evidence in the room, so I just put them down. Yeah. New spirit box? I mean, what do you mean by new spirit box? It's been around for a bit. Flies whispering. Oh, I've already seen it. It's already flown in front of me a few times. Listen, my door is open back here, so I'm kind of hoping that they just fuck off. I would love to have something to where I could like, because what I do upstairs, I'll take a towel and I would literally like the classic towel whip maneuver. And it works because it's like they don't see it coming and they get like trapped by the air. Tier 1 and 2 thermo. Now 2. Yeah, don't do 1. Tier 1 sucks now. You do that? Yeah. Whip it good. Can't play Phasmo. I got you. Yeah, we know we have orbs. We know. See? All right. We need to check for freezing. Almost went annoying frog. And we also need a ghost photo. That's going to be pretty freaking interesting. Okay. Maybe mimic. Unless the only way it's going to be a mimic is if it was mimicking an Obake. That's going to be the only way because it didn't leave us ultraviolet. Put you there. Put you there. Yeah, normally if I'm doing dots, I'll normally place it like there. That should... Okay, maybe not there. We'll put it... I don't like it in this hallway. Sometimes you can do it here like this. This also works. Especially here it works. But I think we might get freezing. Nightmare? Nope, it's pro. Yep, there's freezing. So probably going to be an Onryo. Unless it was legit mimicking an Obake, which would be kind of wild. All right. We need camera. Camera. 3 evidence? Yeah, unless it's a mimic. Mimic is fake orbs, so you'll get 4. Onryo test? I could. Yeah. Hold. Mr. Miyagi, I do. Get some chopsticks, grab the flies. Forgot it was pro. Yeah, we're just doing this on pro just to test the money theory. Yeah. Mosquito in my room is annoying me too. Do you have a mosquito? Do you really have a mosquito in your room right now? Stefan, they're out to get us. Why are they trying to attack us? Oh, you closed the book. I didn't realize that. What's the money theory? No, we're just talking about perfect investigation versus not perfect investigation. Is it worth the time to even make it work? Or do you figure out the ghosting and just get the hell out? You know? See that fly? Oh my god, it's like it knows I'm about to stand up. It's like, no. I saw what he did to Frank, man. All right. We are probably dealing with an Onryo then. Probably dealing with an Onryo because it's not leaving phalanges again. It's also not showing up for a ghost photo. I need to double check and see what the cursed possession is. Because that I don't know. With the new ghost throws the book and closes it, meaning it won't be the ghost. With the new ghost throws book and closes it, meaning won't be ghost writing count in Nightmare 2, or will it? So in pro, intermediate, or amateur, if the ghost closes the book, it's not going to be writing. On Nightmare or Insanity, if the ghost closes the book, it could be hiding it. So it's not going to provide writing. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Billy? Welcome in. Not Frank. No, it's not Frank. It not be Frank, though. Monday or Tuesday, we had a storm up here. Strong down, burst on those trees. We were without power for 12 hours. Eek. Eek. All right, what did I come back here for? What did I come back here for? We definitely want to smudge on us. We need a photo. 25%. Incense. Oh, I think I was doing this because I need photos. Yeah, this will be fine. This will be fine. Hey, what's up, Ryan? How are you? I was being attacked by flies for the first hour of my stream. Oh, the cursed object. Oh, yeah, that's right. I have a feeling it's going to be the circle. Which, being pro might not be too bad. I know it walked already there, but I'm just going to do it like that anyway, because why the hell not? Give me you. Actually, here. Let's go find out. Son of Beesh. For photo, it could be good unless it decides to start hunting early, which would really, really suck. Bingo. All right, let's go double check our sanity. Let's go check. And then, well, dude, it got the power again. Are there 4 object slots now? Only if you, only for a firelight. So a lighter, basically. That's the only reason you can carry 4. That's it. Hey, Fancy, how are you? Hardest evidence to get? Man, it really depends. Sometimes it's freezing. Sometimes it's writing. Sometimes it's dots. Sometimes orbs are hiding and it's supposed to be, or it so depends, man. Five if you have headgear on. I don't consider that one of them though. Because then you could say you can have 6 if you're in VR, but no, I don't consider that. Okay, well, sanity. So we're bringing 2 of these because we don't want to die. Dots for you. Yeah. Dots can really, really suck. We have to be careful though, because an Onryo blows out 3 fires and then it can hunt. So careful, SpongeBob. I'll pocket it and do this to turn it off. That'll be fun. Hey, there you go. While we're here. Seven. 8. Is it the most fun thing to do ever? No. Is it the way we want to do photos? No. Is it the way we almost have to do them so that we don't get some 1-star salt photo when we were taking a picture of the ghost? Unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately. Oh, I needed to capture a photo of the ghost. Oh, you're right. I scuffed it. Shit. Can't get a photo of the ghost. You're right, I scuffed it. I might as well just leave. Piss. God damn it. Force a habit. Oh, absolutely 100%. Ghost hasn't been doing anything. Yeah, I've had the lights on, so it's been way less active, but it hasn't evented on us a single time. You sure it doesn't count? Yeah. If you don't get it inside of the journal, it doesn't count. Restart. Yep. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. F it. We'll just take that for what it is and move on. The flies. The flies have been messing with us, man. Hey, what's up, Sanderson? How are you?
Welcome back.
We played yesterday. Hey, appreciate you coming in. It's the flies, man. I'm blaming everything on the flies tonight. Mother. Okay, anyway. We reset. It's fine. Hey, Trog. I'd love it if they added character customizations. They're going to. They will. When? I don't know. I forgot my drink, too. Mother. Oh, that fly is right there. Bro, if I can top down you right now, you are going to have the worst day of your little fly life. I think I missed it. Give me a sec. Hold on. I forgot my drink. Telling you, my kids like played a prank on me or something. They like sprayed some sort of thing over here that like attracted flies. Fly for it's my new shoes, Fly Forces. Hex, thank you for the prime. Appreciate it, friend. And I have ads I need to run. God. Do I run the ads now before we go into the next one? When's the last time you showered? Today. How dare you? How dare you? Run them. Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and run them. I'll run ads now, guys. If you're not subbed or you don't have turbo, don't stress. You're not going to miss anything. I try to run ads when we're sitting here at the menus and stuff, so that way you guys aren't missing actual gameplay. We try to keep it on a nice even keel for everybody. So we'll be right back, okay? If you're not subbed, you don't have turbo, don't go anywhere. Hi, Song. Man, it's been interesting. Bro scamming us? No. Bro saving you from having to miss gameplay. Right, bro? Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro? Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. No offense. I love you, TikTok. Fucking TikTok, man. Keep up the good work. Every time I come in here, I always smile. Look forward to the chaos of the Phasmo streams. I appreciate you, Null. Thank you, friend. TikTok is dumb. You're right, bro. Yeah, bro be like, yeah. Sparkle, yeah, F us. No, it's not what I meant. You know exactly what I mean. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Emery, hello, friend. Oh, my. Main goal, how are you, friend? I think your face cam should be put on the other side. No, because then I would be facing the wrong direction. That's the only reason I don't do it. And I don't like the look of flipping the cam. I think the only downside to it is, yes, there's like 2 or 3 pieces of equipment where you don't get to see what's going on. The tier 3 thermo. But really, it's not that bad. Is that a hair? Hey, what's up, B? Someone got banned from streaming for bullying and harassment when he didn't say anything. Wait, what? don't know what that means. Chair's better. Song, how dare you? All right, 40 seconds. 40 seconds. We're almost there. Stab, thank you for the subs. Hi, Faith. How are you, friend? Trog, thank you for the sub. Senderson, thank you again, friend. Thank you for the heart me. I appreciate you. Trog, I appreciate you guys. Yeah. He got banned from TikTok Live. You're talking, a streamer got banned. Oh, TikTok, dude. TikTok will do that for almost anything. Yeah. It happens to everybody at some point. Even if you're doing nothing. You could be saying no words and you will still get it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And then when you go to appeal, it's still denied. Yep. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It's because they say that you're being manually like your appeals being manually like looked at, and it's not. That's a bold-faced lie. Yeah. Yeah. You don't understand the game? What don't you understand about the game, Barry? It really does, DJ. 100%. All right. We do be back. Maple, thank you for the 4 months. If you feel the vibe check. No, it's if you're breathing. Yeah. Ads finish. Ads are different for everybody, Psycho. So that's why I let them run all the way through. Because it might not be the same for you as it is for somebody else. So I make sure that they play all the way through for everybody. Yeah. Good evening, Foxy. How are you? Good to see you. All right. We go back in again. Let's try again. Focus. Okay. The flies have chilled a little bit, even though I can fucking see one from here. So I'm being attacked. Okay. Big flash. Oh, no, I definitely have Noki. Oh, 100%. On my my old account, I have. They're driving the Crow. They're driving down the IRL sanity like crazy. Yeah. Oh, look, a capture a photo of the ghost. All right. Fuck you, game. Incense crucifix. Hey, Kyle, good to see you. All right, let's go find out where Ghosty is. I'm gonna bring in. I'm gonna bring this in. I'm feeling confident. We're gonna see the ghost immediately. We're gonna see it immediately. Should we do that first? I think that's the plan. Thank you, Foxy. It's gonna show up and we're just gonna snap a photo right away. Boom. Just wait for it. Attack of the flies, yes. They're coming for us, man. I heard you. I think. What door was that? Unfortunately, I left the EMF and brought the thermometer. Let's go turn the power on. We'll come back up. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Hey, what up, Caleb? Welcome back. Yuri? Are you a Yuri home skillet? Go ahead, slam the door shut. Oh, you did already. Look at you. Ghost is selling. Ghost is selling. I think it's a Yuri. Cater Tot, what up, homie? We're going to bring in 2 of these. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Put those down. What is our ERA? Orbs, freezing, and dots. Okay, we have that in there. We need dots in there. And then photo's going to be in there. We're going to bring that in there. Yeah. Okay, we're good. We're ready to rock. Remember, you need the ghost photo this time? Yeah. I'm hard focusing on the ghost photo this time. String, thank you for the 11 months. I'm hard focusing on the photo this time. Oh, yeah. Maybe not. Maybe. Oh, okay. There's orbs. Oh, I hate that you can't put that there. That's so dumb. Or maybe you can. Put you there. Now, what I don't want is a dot photo. Don't let the fly hit your picture button. Listen. Yeah, I know. I'm going to get a 1-star salt photo, and I haven't actually put any salt down. That's what the game is going to do to us. Yeah. Why no dot photo? Because I'm going to go to take a picture of it, and it's going to disappear. How much you want to bet? That's why. 1-star fly photo. I hate it here. So much. Just so much. Come on, give me freezing. Get some vinegar, dish soap, and a bowl, and they go right to it. Literally have it in the back of my room right now as we speak. It might not have the dish soap in it, though. But it does have the vinegar. And some water. Oh, look. There she is. Nightmare? No, this is pro. Deja vu? I think there's a glitch in the Matrix. Did she just walk out of here the exact same way? She just, hey, the same way she just walked out of here? Ow. I smell better than the vinegar solution. Okay, that's fair. What's my favorite tier 3 item? You know, the tier 3 dots, being able to stop those is pretty cool. The night vision's pretty rad as well. Yeah. Game needs more scary updates. They'll get there eventually. What if I told you the fly's literally on top of my monitor staring at me? I've never wanted to punch my monitor so bad right now. Honey, why'd you buy a new monitor? Well. Have you seen Freezing yet? Oh, wait, you guys can't see shit. I have not seen Freezing. Sorry, you see my breath. I have not seen Freezing. You guys can't see it. Here. Actually, you know what? Someone's talking about my cam. Here. Dude, she's done the exact same dot walk like 5 times. It's the fly's fault. And then she poops in the sink when I'm standing right here. Ugh. Brother, ugh. 1 degree. Oh, come on. Fly just flew right in front of me. Motherfucker. Use a white paper towel. That's what I tried earlier and it didn't work. I tried that earlier. Okay, dude. She's washing off. She's like, ugh. Just got done pooping in the sink. I'm out of here. Wait, I said the power's downstairs, right? Washing her hands? Ugh. I hope she's not washing her hands in that. Eek. 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 Why do I can't? Okay, hold on. I swear that I wasn't hearing that noise when I turned the power on. I'm sorry. Excuse me? Is this not a Ure? The game's too easy to do zero evidence. Just challenge yourself. Yeah, if you don't think the game's a challenge at all, then I would just play another game. Interesting. Interesting. So the ghost just ate the crucifix. Fly, you're about to get fucked up. See you, Caleb. Have a good one, man. All right, we need a smudge. We need a smudge. Maybe even two. Can you get UV fingies from the shower or the sink knob? No, you can't. Which is a little strange. Leia, thank you, friend. It's a Raiju. I swear I heard a Ure door slam earlier. Or not a door slam, a Ure freaking, the fly was in front of me again. I swear that I heard a Ure double door touch earlier. I guess I didn't. Anything in the game that frustrates you? Look at the fly. Do you see the fly on my microphone right now? Do you see this shit? Do you see this? Look right here. Look. Do you see it? This little bitch. I'm telling you, dude. Look at this asshole. Got something to say, dickhole? He said it. I'm the streamer now. You had one yesterday. Dude, I've got like 4 in this room. I swear to God, my kids put like a fly, like, I don't know. Not like anti-repellent, like a perfume in here. God damn. Is it over? Okay. All right. So we have a Raiju. We know what you are. Your window's open. I'm telling you, they're so fucking annoying right now. I'd say the area Raiju right away. Well, I was getting evidence. Yeah, I was getting evidence. So I had dots and orbs, and we were looking at it like this, and I had thought, I hate you. I had thought that it was a Ure, but then we finally got an EMF 5, so that's how we were able to know that it was a Raiju. Yeah. Yeah. The fly's trying to replace us. Son of Beesh. The ghost laughed too. I know it thinks it's funny. All right. Let's get our Sandy back up. Raijus can hunt sooner when they're near electronics as well. The amount of PTSD. Telling you, man. I might have gotten that one. If I did, its corpse is nowhere to be found. It flew into the ether, which I don't know where it would be. But then there's another one that's over here. Oh, wait, I can put my cam back down to the bottom too. Hold on. Bottom cam. No, maybe not. Hold on, here. and get it out of there. Hey, what's up, Alley Cat? How am I doing? You know, I'm okay. In a manner of speaking. Oh, damn, that put us at 100? Jesus Christ. Apparently this stream we're hunting flies, and I was not aware. Wait. I'm going to try to get a dot photo. Almost did it again. I know, but I thought about it. Oh, you thought I had zero evidence, so I got you. No, you're fine. We're supposed to be convincing you to do IRL ghost hunting, not IRL fly hunting. Well, you know, I swear to God. Okay. We got straight booba on that photo. If I didn't get a 3-star, I was gonna be so mad. Foxy, thank you so much, Fred. Straight booba photo. All right. Oh, Foxy, thank you so much. Hell Fallen, thank you for the 2 months. All right, we need to find the bone, right? We need to find a bone. All right, we're gonna turn you off. Turn you off. Any other electronic we need to turn off? Yeah, we'll turn that off. All right, there we go. Negative 5-star interaction photo. Shit it. Worried about. Wait, why do I have the photo camera? We have a full book, yes? Oh no, I have 2 more photos I can take. Oh, that's why I was bringing this. We have a hiding spot here. 3-star fly pick. If it disappeared right when I took the photo, you know, I was kind of waiting for that to actually happen. It's been an interesting stream so far. It's been very interesting. Go to Maple Lodge. I really don't want to go to Maple Lodge now because I know that there's flies there. Dirty water pick? Oh yeah, we can. Good job. Can't find. Right, got that. We got that. Cleanse. Give me you. Thank you. There we go. Shut up, Ghost. Shut up. All right, so there we go. We got cleanse, capture photo, crucifix. We got the board. We got a ghost photo. We got all 3 stars. We got the bone. Let's rock. We did find the bone. Yes. Yes, we even have a photo. We even have a photo of the bone for proof. So there we go. Raiju is marked. Sweetness. Sweetness. Not how are you, friend? Oh my goodness.
Welcome
Fighting
back.
the flies, man. We're fighting them. All right. 1830. So that's a perfect investigation bonus. Okay. So now let's do one without it. So let's just get the ghost. Now, there is going to be a difference if you get the objectives or not. There is going to be a difference there too. Oh, I did get the weekly too. That's why there was an extra 5. That's a good point. Yeah, very fair. This time, this was 16. Which I think if I were to guess, I'd say the average hunt for somebody is probably like 15 to 20 minutes. $13.30 for 16. Yeah. Yeah. Minus 500. Well, that's why we said 13.30, because 18.30 minus the 5. Yeah. Wasn't the ads in this run as well? Did I run? No, I ran ads before the game. No, we ran them before. Yeah, it was before. Plus a dead fly. Well, that's true. That's true. Yeah. All right. So let's go back. Dead fly. Yeah. Don't forget about the dead fly. All right, what do we have this time? Firelight, parabolic, and motion sensor. So do we want to try to get all the objectives and just not do any photos on this one? See how much money it is for that? Why do I use level 1 incense? Because I don't want to change the ghost speed. Yeah. Objectives be good? Okay, let's do that. Is that the book? Or is that in here? It sounded like the book. Okay, it's over there. Bathroom again. Either that or the hallway. I keep getting that same area though. That is for sure. 8 degrees, 9, 7, 8. Here. It's over here somewhere. 5. All right. EMF 5. Cool. Sleepy time. Good night, Noki. Anything interesting? We're comparing money payouts. All right. EMF 5. So sanity's at 93, so that's fine. Let's get you. Camp position. It's fine. I usually don't, honestly, like, I'm not that, I mean, I don't know if you guys are that stressed about not being able to see the tier 3 temps. I know I prefer the cam being in the bottom right corner for the look anyway of it. Thought I saw an orb for a second. No? Okay. I did not. Chill. Left corner. Problem is that I would be looking off the screen. That's the issue. It's 6 degrees there. 5 degrees. I think it's actually here. I think it's actually over here. Yeah. Ryan, thank you for the 36 months. Hello, friend. All right. Ghosty's actually there. UV, you prefer level 2? Nice. I like tier 3 just because it, tier 3 is, it's stronger. Yeah. Come here, the cam. I know I could. It's just the look of it flipping it around would be, I don't know. Anything that I have text-wise in the scene at all would be flipped as well. Yeah. What up, Blue? So, yeah. Hard to say. Hard to say what I want to do. Oh, did I get you? Oh. It, like, flew right in front of my hand, and I just went to natural clap position. Did I get that little asshole? Oh. Okay. Hey, Hey, Blue, good to see you. All right, 90. Let's go. We fly hunting? Yes. Hey, Gojo, how are you? If Phasmo was real, would I do it for the same pay? It's a hard question to answer. You're asking if I would go from if I would go from building to building with the potential to get hunted and die for like $1,000? Probably not. Probably unlikely. Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Are you near? Are you angry? Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Dude. What are you doing? You do it IRL for free? There you go. See? You have people that do it for free. Okay. Oh my God, it's moving around so much. Pick a room, homie. Hopping around? Yes. Here. We're gonna place you here. Favorite ghost? Yeah, the Mimic. Mimic is by far my favorite. Okay. Let's go back out here. Let's go back out here. What is bro yapping about? I don't know. It's a great question, bro. I'll ask bro. Hey, what up, Sugar Cookie? How are you? Does that consider as changing rooms? Well, it was 4 degrees in one, and then it was 4 degrees in the other, and I wasn't even in the building when it switched. So I'd say more than likely. I'd say more than likely. But it's hopping around like crazy. It makes me just want to force a hunt. I'm back. Did I miss any flies? Oh, they're still here. Look at this asshole. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Okay. We need firelight, parabolic, and motions. So I'm going to get that anyway. Let's do this. We need firelight, parabolic, and motions. We've got that, and this. Let's do it. See the flies. Oh, yeah, they're still here. Yep. Yep. They're still here. Jesus, dude. Come on. All right, now let's check for UV. Blondie, I swear to God. All right, no UV. New emote. No, shut up. No. Shh. Not loud. Hush. Hush. No, stop. No. Not loud. That was deep. All right, now let's try this again. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you near?
Taken away.
You son of a bitch. Why? Twins. All right, we're out. Maybe twins. It is twins. 100%. No questions asked. Can I stream tomorrow? I don't think my wife would appreciate it very much. Yeah. Yeah, but I'll stream. I can stream Sunday though. Yeah. Twins, multiple room. Well, it seemed like we were having a lot of activity, like back and forth, back and forth. That's why we were really thinking it was twins. So remember, twins is not two ghosts. Twins is one ghost with two different interaction ranges. Don't forget. Can she stream tomorrow? I'll ask her. I'll ask her. We'll see what she says.
Welcome back. There's
Honey, can you
jobs
stream
waiting for
tomorrow?
you.
All right, 1180. That is no bone. That is no photos and a daily. So that's okay, 1080. How much was it for perfect game? 1330 versus 1180. Now, I think it does matter a little bit on the type of photos that you take, which would change how much you make. Did it say taken away? It did. It did. But we'll just base it off of what I got, which would be your run-of-the-mill photos, whatever, right? So don't think 1180. No. Because of the daily, take the daily out of there. So 1080. 1330, 1080. And this was in 8 minutes. This was in half the time. Yeah. Oh, of course, Amber. So is it worth $250, 250 XP to go for all the photos and the bone? I would say no. Not on Pro. If you cheese the photos, maybe, right? If you want the XP, right? Yeah, if you want the XP, but the extra, what, 200 XP? But if you think about the time investment, when if you did another map for the same amount of time, you would get another 1,000 XP instead of getting an extra 2 or 3. Yeah. Amber, thank you, friend. Thank you for the hand hearts. Yeah. So, my opinion, I don't think so. If you play alone, right. Well, I mean, it's all going to change exponentially if you're playing with other people, no matter what. So now let's do Nightmare and see what happens. But the perfect games. I need it. All right, this will do at Tanglewood. Playing for a week now. Learned a lot. Watch it. I appreciate you. Do we want to do unique photos again? Oh, God. I don't think I have the strength. Ash, I'm not playing with viewers today, friend. How long was the investigation? 8 minutes. Phasmo's about dying with friends, laughing at their demise. I mean, yeah, that's true. It's a very big aspect of it. Absolutely. 100%. All right. So now we'll do a perfect game, Nightmare, Tanglewood, and do the same thing. And then we'll do a game that's not a perfect and see how it goes. Yeah. You have to tweak the game, I feel. What do you mean? What do you mean? Give us no evidence speed run at high school. Did you eat paint chips as a kid? What prestige? I'm prestige 11. All right, let's do it. Oh, Apocrypha, thank you, Fred. I'm so glad you got that. Thank you. I'm so glad you understood. You understood the assignment. That's why I like to play with me. No, Song, we try to keep you alive. How do you get prestige? When you get to level 100, you can prestige. So after a level 100, you can then prestige. Can I play on Roblox for a change? I would rather not. Yeah, I played once. I don't intend on playing again. I played once for the memes. That's the same reason I did. It's the same reason that I did Phasmo and Fortnite for the memes. Yeah. All right, what do we have? We have a Garrity Barber, incense, crucifix, and capture a photo. Yippee skippy. But you know what, though? This ghost is going to be good. It's going to show up immediately. It's going to just be right in our face, get the photo out of the way. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. It's what's going to happen. Thank you, Chase. Appreciate you. Did you Benny Hill me? What is this, a meme run with Chinggis? You know what? I need these right now. Like, I need this in my life. Can I do shorts on YouTube to show every ghost? I mean, I have a lot of different shorts on YouTube and TikTok that show different features from each ghost. Thought that was your dishwasher. Sorry. You can blame chat. Nailed it. Nailed it. No, not there went the photo. Got the photo. No, no, no. No, no, no. Got the photo. F that photo. Phantom? No. It's still there. I have not. Hey, Sufi. You know, we're just in a really weird... The flies put us in a really odd mood today, okay? Very odd mood. I'm trying to, like... I'm on edge. I'm looking around a lot. The light's on behind me and it's not normally on. I'm just like, okay. Yeah. Silly, well, silly... I don't know if silly's the word. I feel like a security guard, you know? Thought I'd get a 1-star mirror pick. I know. I thought I would too. All right. The ghost is in the master bedroom. We need incense. We need crucifix. Let's go ahead and start dropping some equipment. It is an odd Friday. I would have to agree. Yeah, yeah. Hey, thank you for the roses. Security guard at a cemetery. It's pretty solid. Ghost, don't hunt me. Hey, how are you? All right, since you touched that door, I'm going to quickly go get a UV. No, sugar. No, it's because my room's being invaded by flies. For me, it is 10:16 p.m. No, this is Nightmare. Hey, Felicia. Oh, you burst the lights. What a jerkhole. Make sure it wasn't this door. Okay. We're not getting UV. Roger that. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? No, it could still be a Jinn. Oh, there's dots. It could still be a Jinn. The power's on. It burst the lights in that room. It didn't event. Good night, Hellfallen. Have a good one, friend. Normal player speed. Yeah, it's standard Nightmare. It's not a custom setting or anything. Nothing crazy. Yeah. What state am I in? I'm in Maryland. All right, we have dude skis. Make sure I don't see orbs or anything. Yeah, I appreciate it all. Thank you for looking out, though. Space there. I feel like there's probably more. at this point. Good thing the computer wasn't. Yeah. Yeah, seriously, man. Okay. We're not seeing anything there, so let's go back inside. We still need crucifix and incense, so we're going to bring these two inside. We're going to bring some salt in there. Fly situation is buzzing. I hate it here. Yeah. Hey, Boundless. Appreciate it, man. Okay. You guys are rude. Rude, crude, dude. You guys are the worst. The absolute worst. Hey, what you doing? Playing Phas? What are you doing? Buzz, buzz. It is mean. I would agree. They're just bullying at this point. Oh, man.
Wow, that's toxic.
I would agree. Oh, I just Googled how many. No, don't. There's one that's flying right next to me. I don't want to know. Okay. So we have dots. We don't have orbs. We didn't get spirit box. Let me check temps. I saw breath early. I did see breath early. Fly. Here. Ooh, so close. Who doesn't love a bit of Ace? Hey, I love that movie so much. Oh, it's so close to freezing. What's up, Eric? Emily, hey, how are you? It's weird seeing your right hand. Yeah. But with how far the tier 3 is to the right, if I want you guys to be able to see the temps, I got to do this. I guess I'll do it. Can it be a wraith? Oh, shit balls. Fritzy, thank you for the 12 months. Appreciate you. Let's go get a motion sensor. Let's get this guy. Let's get that guy. We have a smudge. Okay, we're good. I usually put them right next to each other. Oh, this all... No, yeah. Stacking just makes it easy. Here, look. Put this here. We'll put this one. You're not a... Can you even be a mayor? No. So... The theory with putting this one out here, if it sets off this motion sensor, that means that it walked out of the room. Because the only way that it can set this one off is if it walks past the salt to set that off. The other mode, that's why I usually like using the tier 2 way better, because it's a line going across the doorway. It's just better in my opinion. But I didn't put this back down, unfortunately. And Ghosty is just chilling inside of the master right now. As for console for ages, well, it will be coming this Halloween. Victoria, hello. That was a double. Did it just set this one off? Was that the light switch right in front of my face? Where's the EMF? Oh no, I did with it. Oh yeah. Okay. It's a wraith. So what that means is, yeah. So what that means is that we can't use the salt for photos, which is absolutely fine. I don't know why I'm dropping that, but we are. It just means I need to go get the firelights. That's all. See you, Gojo. That is absolutely okay. Dreadstone, hey, how are ya? Get all three of these bad boys. Get all three of these bad boys. Hey, Heavy Metal, how are you? That. Get you. Get you. How many times have I prestige? 11. Shush. You can carry 4 items. You can carry 4 items if one of them is a firelight. There we go. There we go. Firelight interaction photos. Yeah. Yeah, might as well. It's a wraith. I can't get it to walk through salt. Yeah. No, a lighter doesn't count. Lighter doesn't count for what? Pardon you. Does it matter how many candles you have in the room when you're testing for an Onryo? Depends what test you're doing. Thank you, Dread. Thank you, Dread. Hey-ish, hello again. Late in the morning. No worries, Rag. I appreciate you. You're good. Lighter doesn't count as an item. Well, no. What they're saying is you can carry 4 items. I said, I guess it can. You could consider it an item, but only the 4th spot can only be a firelight. It can't be anything else. So you can carry 3 things and a firelight. So you can carry 4 things. It's not like no. You can't carry 4 things. Like no, you can. One of them has to be a firelight. Yeah, we'll turn you off. It's not like something that would be in the Ludwig playlist. Three away. 3 away. Delphine, I'm good. How are you, friend? What a bump. There's a Ludwig playlist I listen to sometimes that's got a lot of pretty good jams. Okay. What, I need 2 more? Yeah, 2 more. 2 more. Favorite map, Willow. For sure. For sure. Do I have the bone already? I don't think I do. No, we can definitely go take a look. Because we're going to have to get it anyway. I could also, I need to prevent a hunt with the crucifix. So, I could probably get a picture of the crucifix when we lower our sanity, too. Let's go get a light. Bon. Head to bed. Good night, Wolfie. Have a good one, friend. Oh, shit. Another one. All right. So now We know what the ghost is. We know it's a wraith. We're going to try our luck here. Hopefully not die. Yummy, yummy crucifix. Lady Pug, my week was good. How was yours? Any takers? Num-nums? Fine, eat that one. Jerk. All right. Well, that just means that you're over here. That's all that means. Tonka! Now we can leave. Is it for the Banshee Scream? No, we don't need to do that. We knew it was a wraith. It didn't walk in the salt we had piled at the front door. No, we Gucci. So we got the objectives. We got the photos. It didn't walk. We know it's a wraith. And we got the bone. Perfect investigation. Bonus. Unknown. Hello, friend. Prod. Thank you for the 10 mods. What's up, JH? How are you? Not good, not bad. Middle of the road. I feel you. All right. 1735. That was 16. Very similar. Himawari, hello. How are you, friend? 1735 for a perfect nightmare. Again, it would fluctuate a little bit depending on the photos that you take. It could fluctuate a little bit, but roughly, yeah. You can incense when the ghosts prevent hunt because You can incense when ghosts prevent hunt because crucifix? I'm going to need you to ask that again in like another way. I already did the challenge, Keanu. Yeah, it's already on it's on the tube, friend. If you want to see it. Skippity Riz, what are you, 9? Something my 9-year-old says. They're asking if you can smudge after a cruci burn. Yeah, you can smudge the ghost when it's not hunting. Yeah. Hey, what up, Axel? I hate this so much. Why is there a song to it? Can use smudge? Hold on, wait. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Can use smudge stick to complete incense event the ghost is not hunting? What? I'm no, it's okay. No, I think there's just a couple words that are mixed up. I'm just trying to understand exactly what's being asked. That's all. Thanks for the follows, guys. I appreciate it. Fly, I'm just waiting for you to land, brother. I'm going to pretend like you don't exist. The moment you land in a very open area, bad news bears for you. That's all I got to say. Bad news bears. Hey, what up, Dream? KJ, how are you? They're asking if you can use the cruci burn. Hold on. They're asking if you can use the cruci burn to then do the cleanse the area objective since you know the ghost is in the area. Yes. Meaning like based off of the example of what I just did. So I had the crucifix in my hand and then I had another crucifix further in the room and the ghost ate the crucifix further in the room. So I knew 100%. I knew that the ghost was in the room. So if I smudged and paced the room, I would catch it with the smudge. I knew I would get it. So I knew I could get the cleanse if I just started the smudge and walked. Yes. You don't have to wait for a hunt to get the cleanse. You can get the cleanse whenever the hell you want. Yeah. I award you no points. And may God have mercy on your soul. All right. So now we're going to do this again, but this time we are not going to get any photos. No, you're good. No, Childs, you're fine, friend. No, you're fine. I just wanted to make sure that I understood exactly what you're asking me. You're absolutely fine. No worries. No worries at all. Yeah, there's different objectives, right? There's cleanse. There's repel while it's hunting you. There's different things, right? Some people will wait until it's hunting you to do the cleanse because then you know exactly where it is. So sometimes it's easy. And it's a 2 birds, 1 stone, especially if you have cleanse and repel. It just depends. All right. Let's go back to Tangle, do the exact same thing. Let's rock. Axel, thank you, friend. Thank you, friend. All right. Now we need motion, repel, and 25%. Cool, cool. Cool, cool. Do the unique photo challenge on Sunny Meadows. Probably would not be the greatest idea in the world. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Axel. Yeah, I just haven't set one up yet. Yeah, thank you, though. Let's go get power first. 1 hour boat hunt. I hope not. Not on Tanglewood. Or are you talking about Sunny Meadows? Oh, hello, Bone. All right, Bone's in the garage. How to use the headgear. Isn't there a keybind for that now? Or you can set a keybind for it now? Miss Goosey? Is it snowing outside? Oh, son of a bitch. Hello, puppet. Oh, wait. I didn't turn that on. Did I? No. It's not a mare. Ain't some mare. Gilberto, hello, friend. All right, so go ahead and mark you out. We know it touched the light switch, so we're going to do that. And we're also going to get you because we know you're over in that area. Yeah. Yeah. Why can I hear that from here? Jesus. I think the ghostie's in there. Phalanges. Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Are you near? Where are you? I don't think so. Yes to rebinding it. I did. Okay. I just left mine where it was on the same button where my flashlight is just because I was so used to it. And it really didn't bother me that much. Yeah. Do you mean to have a beat when you talk in the spirit box? You mean like a rhythm when I'm talking? Oh, no, not really. I'm just asking a bunch of questions. If I have one, it's very unintentional. Do you have any other evidence besides UV? No. No. Welcome back, T. Don't have money for it yet. Just do some side jobs. Low-key rapping. 1.7, 3.3. How to gain XP fast. Do very high multipliers. I don't know, say we don't have orbs, do we? I see my breath out here, though. Hold on. I know it's snowing and all that jazz, but still. Why is it still so cold everywhere? What up, Red? How are you, homie? Can it be... Hold on. Oh, no. What are you doing in the garage? You've had a lot of traveling ghosts? Oh, man, that's the Tanglewood special. That's just what they do. That's just what they do. They go all around the damn map. That's just part of their MO. All right, let's watch this for a second, see if we get dots. I might not be getting other evidence because it might be a Goryo. Ugh. Ugh. A lot of broken dots for Goryos. Might have been okay. Why is my screen's broken? Because we're playing on Nightmare. Volunteered last week to do work today, even though it's my day off, only to find out 1 truck blocked in, 2 not dispatched on run, and 3 they don't have trailers for me to move. Awesome. They're so prepared for you. Like this fly that's about to meet the end of its useless life. Hey, society. All right, I'm not seeing any dots. Listen, I've been spending the last like hour just watching it fly around. How do you think I feel? Hi, Hadrona. Hi, friend. How are you, Hattie? Guys, make sure you're following the amazing Hattie. Hattie, I've been bullied by flies this entire stream. Have you tried asking it to... No, I've not. Hey, fly, can you... Oh, shut the book. Okay. Let's go back in. It's not doing much else right now. So let's get a smudge. We got to repel. We need to drop our sanity. Get this, get this. Whoa, I don't need photos though, so I don't really care that much. I could do this just to see if it's a Bonchi. Just for kicks. Do you think the ghost likes to read? No, I don't think it does either. Flies, flies. Yeah, I've had like 4 of them in my room today. They're like never here. And then all of a sudden, like 4 have just started like going crazy inside of my room. And I don't know why. Blondie, I swear to God. Any tips on getting Obaki evidence on Nightmare, but it didn't change fingies or models? Like any tips on getting the 6-finger handprint, you mean? Because that's just RNG. There's nothing you can do about that. So we're not getting 5. Not getting that. You know what? Let me try this again. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Are you near? Are you angry? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Do you know if Phaz is coming to consoles finally? Yes, it is coming to consoles during the Halloween event this year. Yep, yep. I know you're here, homie. I get it. I just can't get the evidence. Flies are a nuisance. It's usually fine. How much do you think it'll be? I think it'll be 20. If I heard that correctly, I think it'll be 20. Yeah. Thank you, Sparkle. Have I played Phas with controller? Yeah, I've played Phas with a Guitar Hero controller. Listen, you're active, but you're not giving me my last evidence. Guitar Hero. Yeah. Goryo. Yeah, I think it's just being stingy with the dots, if I had to guess. Let's try like this. Don't you shut me out. Hey, Azrael, how are you? Still streaming? Yeah, it's only 10:40. Yeah. Axel, thank you, friend. What's up, Leonard? Okay, dude. Really? Oh, it's a ghost fart. That's why. No. F off. No. 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 Playing Phas with Guitar Hero increases the chances for singing ghost events. Shut up. Dude, I'm telling you, I don't know what it's hiding, but I'm about to just make it. I'm about to just make it hunt. This is getting so irritating. Oh, Childs, thank you for the subs, dude. I appreciate you. Thank you. One up this time. It's real, whatever it is. I have crucifix in here, right? Yes, I do. Oh, 1 point. Oh, there it is. Mother. It hasn't kicked power yet, has it? The phone gets you every time. Hey, sunshine. Chris, scroll. Mother. 25 and repel. Okay. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. We're going back in. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everybody relax. It's fine. Child. Spicy. Oh my. Jesus Christ. Oh. That first hit made my heart skip a beat. Dude. God. Plant. Jesus Christ. Come on, dude. Start hunting. That way I can smudge you and then go find the cursed possession, all that jazz. Okay. I mean, we gotta lower our sanity now anyway, so it's fine. Crisscross. Is it Frank? No. Probably the circle. So losing sanity won't be an issue. That'll be fine. Because we don't have music box, we don't have the paw. Don't think we had cards. Jesus. What's wrong with all of you? I'm sorry. Is that a demon? Am I crazy or did it not sprint? Hot pocket. Why demon? So between these two ghosts, so it was a normal speed ghost, so that gets rid of a Hantu. That means it's a Jinn or a demon. A Jinn will sprint at you. You swear it ran? We can make sure. This is going to be so dicey, dude. No sprint. I don't think I saw one either. I really, really don't. This is so bad. Like, the danger, okay, I can't do this. The danger with those cards, if I go full sanity on that, I can't complete that last objective. Or it's going to take 500 years. I say we just sit like this. And wait it out. I think it's a demon. I think so too. I think it's a demon. Got more smooch? Yeah. Yeah. We can test it one more time. We can test it again. Chris. No, it has not. Chris, thank you for the 3-month Prime. How dare you? Ramesh, how are you? Having a party. I am Tren. I'm sorry, is there a specific thing about it you want me to read? I mean, I've been reading it the whole time. What's up, dog? You want me to read out It's a Jinn out loud? Is that what you want me to do? Fucking weird energy. All right. Apparently I wasn't reading TikTok chat because I wasn't saying their message out loud, which was telling me it was the wrong ghost. Why do you keep going in here? Oh, because it's a just dark room, line of sight, drain my sanity so we can get below 25. Oh, why do I keep going into that room? Because there's somewhere I can hide. Yeah, there's a natural hiding place in there. Rude either way. Yeah. Some people don't have etiquette. It's okay. Hey, sunshine. How's it going? The corner by the curtain. Yeah, on the other side of the changing table. Yeah. It's a demon. See how far away we were from the ghost and it didn't sprint? Demon. Can't believe we're still not below 25 though. Good gravy. I knew it ran. No, it didn't run at us. What do you mean? That didn't sprint. There was no sprint there. Yeah, that was the normal shuffle. Absolutely. The game you were playing the other night, do you recommend? Oh, the Death Watchers. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to have its bugs here or there. I think it has potential. It definitely has potential. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I saw 0 sprint. Yeah, absolutely. Dude, oh my God. We've got to go sit in there in the dark. I still have another smudge. We're fine. I can't pull cards. If I pull cards, it's going to give me a sun card and I'm going to get full sanity. No shot. No shot. I mean, I could just go maybe... That was after a smudge, too. That was after a smudge, too. What's wrong with you? There's ads that are about to start. I tried to snooze them as long as I could. You're not going to miss anything. I'm just draining my sanity. You ain't going to miss nothing. Okay. I'm so tempted for these goddamn cards. Will it be enough? Hey, that was enough. Let's go. Now we can leave. I was very close. Was very, very close to being in danger. The event drained 10% of my sanity by running into it. So I had to run into it. If I didn't run into it, I wouldn't have lost my sanity. I'm about to smash my keyboard because it's on it right now. It is on it right now. I might hit a key that I'm not supposed to hit. One down. Peace, bitch. Sorry, I gotta go back to the other screen. Okay. Yeah, was on the control key. Who's in control now? Oh. You gonna wash his hands? Yeah. Yeah, I plan on it. Thanks for the hype train, guys. Appreciate it. Oh my god. Can't wait for it to come out on PlayStation. Yeah, when Phasmo comes out on consoles, man, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a lot. The exposure is gonna be awesome. They're gonna be able to focus on so much more stuff. It's gonna be great. Yeah, it's gonna be great. But here we go. 1440. How much did we get for the Perfect Nightmare? How much did we get for the Perfect Nightmare? 1735. So 295 more. And this, okay, this was skewed because of, this was skewed. Goose, thank you for the 5-month prime. This was skewed. Ultimate Foot, how are you, friend? Do Apocalypse? It's not really my bag to do on stream. It's boring to watch me do Apocalypse. This microphone is a Shure SM7B. Yeah. Hey, Ronak. This was skewed. Skewed. But either way, you kind of have to ask yourself, is it worth it to go for a perfect on Nightmare for an extra like 300 bucks? 300 XP. Only took 3 more minutes still. Yeah. How'd you get your profile like that? What do you mean? Well, we're talking about normal gameplay because most people are not going to be doing 0 sanity, 0 evidence. Most people are not. The red. Oh, this card. Oh, if you're an official Kinetic partner, if you're an official creator with Phasmophobia, this is a card that you get. Yeah. Yeah. Not so worthy for the time you play more. Yeah. It's totally up to you. It really is totally up to you. If you feel like you want to challenge, really, I don't think it's worth it necessarily. I think it's more for the challenge. I don't think it's worth it. I think it's more for the challenge. What up, Rody? Hi, Mr. Roadside. How are you, friend? Guys, make sure you're following Mr. Roadside. Mr. Roadside. Do you stream with 1 or 2? 1. I do a single PC setup. It is satisfying. It is. When you can get it, it is satisfying. I would agree. Just got back from seeing Twitch. Oh, how was it good? How do you get good at Phasmo? Time. The longer you play, the better you're going to get. Inevitably. Yeah. Gonna go home now. Still gonna, hey, there you go. Hell yeah, Halen. Hi, Mr. Carr. Hey, welcome back, Guinea. I'm not playing with viewers right now, Ramesh. Will you do a community days when it comes out on console? Oh, 1,000,000%. Absolutely. Absolutely. Of course. I just started playing today and I was so bad. Well, you can't expect to come out swinging. Just got back to back 10, 12 run. Nice. Well, okay. So you guys, so you saw how much we got, how long it took, all that stuff for that, right? Again, I think there's a lot of things you need to ask yourself. You need to ask yourself, what is your purpose? Are you trying to do it because you're trying to get better at the investigations, or are you just trying to just get more money in XP because you don't really care that much? I think we have that discussion a lot because there's people that want to play the game just to get more XP and more money. I don't give a shit. I don't care. It doesn't bother me one bit. Someone wants to play the game the way they want to play it. I don't care. You do you. Whatever. Doesn't bother me at all. Doesn't hurt my game. What does it matter? If somebody wants to spam one map and just go money, money, money and get to Prestige 20, why does it matter? Who cares? Like, why does it matter? It doesn't matter. For me, I play more to learn the behaviors of each ghost. You can always get me right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but you do what you want. Who cares? I don't care. But do I feel that by them adding XP to customs has ruined any chance of high levels looking like... Do I feel like them adding XP to customs has added or has taken away a high level player looking like they know a lot? Yes, I do. What up, Axe? How are you? Because just because someone's a high level does not mean that they know a crap ton about this game. Because you could very easily cheese this game. Very easily. Without knowing a lot about it. Halen, thank you for the subs. Time to spin. Oh, it is time to spin the wheel. Wait, is it? Or are we one away? My favorite map is Willow. Willow's great. Axel, thank you, friend. JHLO. Okay. But for just for, you know, for the sake of showing time and effort and how much you get, we're going to do a 10-12 real quick. Car. Hey, Latin. Will is your favorite too? Yeah, man. I love it. I love it. Knight, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys. There's been so much blurb. Can I do random? Yeah, I can do random here soon. Yeah, for sure. How do I get my investigation? What do you mean? How do you get, like, how do you complete your investigation? What level are you? Charlie. Oh, yeah. All right, let's spin this wheel real quick. Let's spin the good wheel. When we hit our goal, we spin the good wheel. When we hit the goal twice, we spin the bad wheel. All right. Rick, it's FlashForce. FlashForce. Hey, Mint. Bad wheel? Yeah, the bad wheel. All right. A gifted sub to somebody, so who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get it? Well, let's find out. We'll do this real fast. So this is obviously on the purple side of things. How long will you be playing another? Possibly, Sunshine. I'd say there's a good possibility of that. Good possibility. All right. So, if you are not subbed, this is your chance for sure. If you are subbed, you can still enter, and then whoever you pick in chat, you can gift it to them. I will gift them the sub. So, if you type the word sub in chat, you are entered. All you have to do is type the word sub. It's not even a command, just the word sub. Yep, just the word sub. That's it. That's it. It's on the purple side, friends. It's over on Twitch. Unfortunately, until I will find out at some point how to do a multi-platform one. At some point I will. Oh, you mother... I saw you. I got your friend on my keyboard. Or he was on my keyboard. Thank you, Sparkle. Yeah, I'll give you guys like 20 seconds. I'll give no Sunshine. It's flies. Can the fly get the sub? Yeah, I could gift it to the fly. What do you mean it's back? It never left. I'm telling you. Like I said, I've got the black sound, but like soundproofing on the wall. I think they've just been hiding in it. Bastards. It's not over on YouTube, guys. It's on Twitch. All right, you guys have 10 seconds. Four, 3, 2, 1, go. That's okay, Mohammed. It's all good. Pretty sure the only sub that fly will be gifted as a sub to the afterlife. Damn right. Amen. MD. MD. I know, JH. I know. I saw it. They weren't listening. It's okay. It's all good. That's all good. MD, are you subbed? Waiting for the response. You are not. This is the third time in a row. This is the third time in a row the person that won was not subbed. Perfection. Perfection. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. Love it. Love it. Appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. All right. So, like we said, if we happen to hit the goal twice in one day, there's a bad wheel. The bad wheel has other things on it. Those things affect me. It's like the things like the Bean Boozled, the spicy stuff, and the stupid sodas that are now in the fridge. Or you release flies into my room. Thanks for the follows, guys. I appreciate you. Clutch, thank you for the prime. Release the flies. No, I took vinegar off. No, that effed me up, man. That was bad. Can we really no, shut up. Shut your butt right now. Can we do a random map? Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we could do that. I'm cool doing a random map. Oh, wait, actually, wait. No, not yet. Not yet. Before we do a random map, I wanted to do a 10-12 for an example, just to show the money example. The money example, yeah. What happened? Elizabeth, thank you for the subs. But we'll do random after we're done this. We'll do random after. Yeah. Oh my God. Ruff, thank you for that tier 1. Appreciate you. Elizabeth, thank you, friend. Yay. You guys are crazy. Ranch soda, it's in there. Listen, dude, there's some different ones in there. You want to see what sodas are in there? Hold on, I added them. I have a wheel. Where is it? Oh, wait. Where is it? There's no way it escaped. Get wrecked, you nerd. What is with these idiots landing on my keyboard? Get ulted on, nerd. I'm definitely have to wash my hands after this. Yeah. What is the monthly? Oh, another one bites the dust, and I see another one up there. Oh, you bitch. Land. Land. I have a towel in my hand. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. There's like one left in the room. It's like the final boss. It's like Elden Ring. It's like Elden Ring. I'm at the final boss. I'm at the final boss. I have one. Alan, I literally have one in the back of the room. I told you, there's like 4 of them. Oh my God. Farming, how are you, friend? Yeah, the monthlies. Jesus Christ. Where is it? It is here. That's what's on the soda one. Why do you always wear a cap? Because I like it. Because I like it. Where to live? East Coast, United States. POV the flies a ERA. I'm gonna play another one. Absolutely. 1,000,000%. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So that's what's on this one. As you can see, there's another one on there. So I got sent one that I've not had yet. The horchata. I haven't had that yet. That's new. But then there's buffalo wing, enchilada, bacon, ranch, corn, mustard. Again, they're all bad. They're all bad. There's really only like 2 or 3 that are like mediocre at best. Cucumber and pickle were doable. Everything else was god awful. Just the worst, man. It's delicious, but is it delicious in carbonated soda form? Is this bad spin? No, no. This is bad spin. This is what a bad spin would look like. Can't be that bad. You know, we said, Mama Sins, we said the same thing about like PB&J and bacon. Yeah, they were awful. Okay. Where's the noodles? I'll be doing them when I'm feeling up for it. After I had COVID, my body has been like crazy. So when I'm up for it, these will happen. They're not a wheel thing. They're just going to happen. Okay? They're just going to happen. Oh, the 100%. Oh, yeah. The only bottle that I know of that says 100% natural on it. The mustard one. Why do you do this to yourself, Rafa? I don't know. All right. We're going to do a 10-12. Hopefully we get a ghosty that's a different speed, so that way I'm not spending an exorbitant amount of time on this, just to prove a point of how much you can make quickly when you start to learn ghost behaviors and speeds and all that jazz. So we're going to do a 10-12 multiplier, Tanglewood, 0 evidence, 0 sanity. Let's go. Okay. Oh, thank you, Dream. Appreciate you, man. Let's rock. So we do crucifix, we do smudge, and let's see. We can do one of these. Firelight or EMF? Firelight might be the way, but EMF might be a little bit easier to get. Might be a little bit easier to get. Because it's inevitably going to probably mess with something. So we'll go like this. And we have night vision now, which is bug. Mustard seasoning. It. In we go. Normie. Sounds a little pillow-footed. I was told there wasn't going to be voice chat for console for a while. Does anyone know if that's true? I As of right now, we don't think there's going to be voice chat, but I know they're working on it though. From what I was told, they hope to have it when it comes out, which I agree. I really hope they do too, because I think it's one of the cooler aspects of the game. I tried those noodle ones. Oh yeah, Crow. And I'm a big wimp when it comes to spicy stuff too, so I'm not that excited. At all. Pretty sure we have a normie ghost. Takes away from the whole speed factor. Someone say spicy. Oni? I don't know. Definitely cool to ask the board questions and ask stuff through this. Oh yeah, for sure. Is it true when the ghost throws the book away, it closes 100% not writing? If it's on pro or lower, yes. Hope they don't delay it. No. From what I've heard with console, I've heard 100% coming out during the Halloween event time. That's what I've been told. I don't know how people eat so much for content. Listen. Crow, listen. Dude, where's the ghost? Did it go to the grocery store? Maybe. Pick us up something? It poofed. Go find it. What level am I? I'm not sure now. We can look when we go back to the lobby. What is happening? Huh. That makes it interesting. Now, doesn't it? Oh, jeez. I find it really weird that it took so damn long to hunt. You didn't look like a phantom. Is this a freaking banshee? Is it stalking? I don't know. Fantastic question. Possible Oni? I don't think so. No, normal speed, normal blinks. Pretty sure. It's going to pick up the fly repellent. No, it's not. I don't know why that second hunt took so long. I might smudge on this one. Fly tape is good. I'm gonna have to make my room look like damn Phasmo basement. Okay, you're looking more and more like a banshee. The more we talk about it. Shade. JK. You know, we'll put this here. So So we can walk in the building without getting hunted. Mimic? It could be. Unsought, hello. Alright. Let's get another one. Let's get that guy. Let's get another one of those guys. Hey, main. Let us try. Paratime. Stop. Paratime. Yay! Oh my. I've yet to see breath. Basement Banshee, imagine. Might be in trouble. Hey, Beast. Just do it. Do it. Do it. What do you think it is? Thinking it's a banshee. Delish. Me personally, I think it's a little bit. F off. Think it's a skid up, bot up? Yeah, maybe. Garage. Interesting. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I put it here. Oh, yeah. I have a smudge, right? I do. Okay. Let's see something. Do I have breath down here? If I do, that'd be kind of cool. Fuck. Just give me a hug. I don't want it. How much money do I have? I have no idea. No clue. I never check. Dude, what is this ghost doing? It is in the basement. What the fuck? Feel like a pulte throw? I don't think so. I don't think so. Whoop! Run to the wall. Looking at chat. Oh, that's right. You burst the lights because you're an a-hole. Seemed fast. The ghost? That's normal. No, it's very, very normal. It's done. Yeah, we're not playing with viewers, Sam. Came from the basement again, right? Is that the bone by the door? Saw me in someone's chat that got a challenge done today. Frickin' Dave, man. If you guys missed it. Nuka Dave got his Apocalypse 3 challenge done today. It does sound like it's throwing a lot, doesn't it? He finished it. Yeah. Popped in. Yeah, I was just about to drive home and then I got an update about it. Yeah. It does sound like it's throwing a lot of shit. Someone mentioned they thought they heard that, and I didn't think so at first, but now I kind of do. What if it is a mimic? Swear to God. The flies are here. I saw it. It is here. It literally is. A mimic. Those aren't Pulte throws. I'm gonna go get a camera. Kylie, thank you for the 2 months. Those are not Pulte throws. Booba out the window. Yeah. You notice how every time I get on this damn map, there's one outside the window? Like every time? Get one of you. Need firelight anyway. Shit, might as well. Timer set, thank you. Boop-bop. Boop-bop. Give me orbs. I saw that. I see no orbs. What a bag of shit. But I finally see breath, though. I do finally see breath. Son of bitch. Ghost model idea, giant fly. I hate you. So much. Remember that whole idea about trying to get a hunt quickly so we can see how fast we can get money? Yeah, this is what happens sometimes. You like the mannequin out the window? Dude, you've got to be a banshee. You're such a stalker. You know what? I never brought in... Oh, shit. I never brought in salt. This fly is literally flying in front of my face. It flies the Dixper card. Double door touch? Excuse me? Fucking squeeze me? Excuse me? Dude, what is happening? Sir, you saw an orb in the basement. Shit. Oh, double smudge? I do. We're fine with one for now. Dude. Banshee or Mimic? I'm about to go run to the nursery real quick. So we can get in this map and then check again. Gotta be a Mimic. Sure is acting like one. Run. Oh, come on, man. I'm gonna walk with this. Bitch. It was breath. Yeah, that's fair. What tier smudge is the best? It just depends on you. Some people like tier 3 a lot. I like tier 1 because it doesn't change the speed of the ghost. This thing's acting like a hardcore banshee, but man. Kylie, thank you for the 2 months, friend. Robo, welcome in. It did what sounded like a double door touch. The clip shows orbs in the basement. No, they thought they saw orbs in the basement, but then they said they looked at it again and it's breath. Right? Is that right? I didn't see I didn't see one either. And we looked again from the truck and I didn't see one. It doesn't mean there's not one, but if it's a banshee, I mean, if it's a Mimic, we're getting so unlucky. The reason I say we're getting so unlucky is because that means it would not have, it hasn't changed speeds a single time. Another singing event. Buy us some time. Buy us some time. Bought us 90 seconds. If it doesn't do it now, we're just going Banshee and leaving. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Gotta get this anyway. Can a mimic a banshee scream? Yeah. Absolutely. Astrock, hello. Well, you're not giving us the Banshee scream, that's for damn sure, but we're just going to go ahead and leave. Actually, you know what I could do? So, you know what I could do? I could do this. No salt steps. Wait a minute. Oh, did it walk in the salt? I don't think it ever... Did it ever come over there? I don't think it actually came over that area yet, did it? Is this a effing wraith? Hold on. Let's wait here for a sec. We laid down the damn salt for a reason. Still a banshee? No, we think it might be. I totally put down the salt and forgot all about it. Forgot all about it. Hunted at 90 on the first hunt. Man. But see, there's a reason why, like, whenever the ghost is like this, and it's just acting, I don't know, like a complete jerkhole, and being like every other ghost, that I don't just like, oh, well, we should just leave. Like, no, stick around, find out what it is. If it is a banshee and it is in the basement, it can stalk us on this floor. The banshee apparently has always been able to do that. Apparently. I gotta be ready to smudge. I've got to be ready to smudge. Could be a mimic that swapped between a banshee and a wraith. It 100% could be. Yeah. But the chances of it... I think it's being a weird wraith. I agree. One more hunt. One more hunt. We never get weird ghosts. What's my favorite song? Of Dust and Nations by Thrice. Yeah. 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 Hey, Virus, thank you for the follow, man. That's got to be a wraith. It has to be. But man, so many singing events. Holy shit. So many singing events. Takes care of that. Yeah.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Regardless of how long we were in there, which was way longer than we should have been. Jesus Christ. 3,100. Let's go back again. See if we can do it a little faster this time. Broken and weird. It was just a weird ghosty, that's all. I know Thrice. I love Thrice. I've seen Thrice live probably 5 times.
Before starting the investigation.
Music Box is your favorite. Visu is my favorite album. I love that album so much. I remember seeing them live when they first introduced Image of the Invisible and The Earth Will Shake. Is that the song name? Something like that. From the Visu album. I think that was the title. When they played it for like the first time live. It was awesome. I don't need you. I need you. But oh yeah, man. That was my era. I love Thrice. I saw them play live with Circa Survive. Every Time I Die. Chiodos. Like there's a whole big list of peeps. A bunch of them I've met. I have a condom that I had signed by the bass player from Thrice. We don't ask questions. We just accept things for what they are. All right, moving on. So we have this. We have this. We have a motion sensor. Okay, do this. Get that. Get that. Get that. Get that. And get that. Okay, we're good. A what? Nothing. Listen. Listen. Hear me out. At their merch tent, where I was going to get something signed by them, they had like a condom pyramid. And I was about to get up there and I had a shirt that they were going to sign anyway. And there was some guy with a mohawk just back like this, leaning behind this pyramid. And I'm like, dude, do you mind if I take one of those? He goes, take however many you want, man. I don't give a shit. So I took one. I thought it would be funny. So I got the bass player to sign it. And he signed it. Whoa. I still have it. It's upstairs somewhere in my house. But yeah, I love them. They're great. I thought about and still am thinking about getting Thrice lyrics on my ribs. Yeah. See, way less weird. Yeah, I didn't just have it with me. No. They had it. It was theirs. Ant, thank you for the tier 1. All right, let's go. Tattoo. Yeah, I thought about it. There's lyrics from their Visu album I thought about getting, because at one point in my life I thought about getting a half sleeve top, like on my left arm, shoulder, elbow to elbow, and then on my right arm, elbow to wrist. But the lyrics I thought about getting on my ribs was going to be, I know one day all our scars will disappear. Whipped out his wallet, Mrs. Yeah. There's a Thrice song called Music Box. It's cool. It gives you like that that Phasmo vibe. Yeah. Get more money for breaker off and start. I know. I like having it on so that way I can immediately go in and test for a gen. If the breaker's off and the ghost starts hunting, I can't test for a gen. Oh shit, are you a phantom? Holy fuck. Did she like disappear for a second there? Holy shit. Still planning on getting my tat at some point before I die. Hell yeah. It's a me. It's a me, Jessica. All right, let's watch her again. Oh, she might stalk us. Oh, shit. Blink long time before I appear. I think so. We'll watch her again. No. That don't look like a phantom. You're a normie. Okay. Get smudged on, nerd. Did you get smudged on? Shit, she might not have gotten smudged on. Let's pretend she did. 311.55. I'm gonna run, see, well, hopefully she did. Hey, what's up, Abby? What'd I miss? Everything. No, nothing, friend. You didn't miss nothing. You're good. Witness a ghost event. Ugh, brother. Ugh. No, it's not a phantom. No shot. No shot. What up, Knight? Welcome in. If it starts hunting now, then I did not get this much. Okay. I think we're good. What'd I say? 3:11:55? Yeah? Okay. Because it's been a minute. Hasn't hunted yet. Chonka, hello. Banshees can be... Yeah, they can. Excited to play a console later this year? Heck yeah, man. I'm excited for it to come to console. I'm excited for the farmhouse reworks. I'm excited for all that stuff. We are at 3:13:30. Normie. We'll do a yokai test. Probably not a yokai. Damn, she must have been doing laps in the basement. Speedos normal? Yeah. Walked in salt, not a wraith. Let's start marking some ghosties off. Yeah, no evidence, no sanity. Yeah. So, probably not you. I don't think it changed. We'll leave Mimic alone for now. I haven't checked for electron. I have an electronic down. It didn't speed up. No. No, no, no. We'll do a Pulte test in the kitchen. Not a Revi, not a demon, not a spirit. Not a yokai. I think it's too loud for a Myling. Okay. You want it to be a Yurei? Why would you say such a thing? She tripped. The throws seem pretty normal. Yeah, let's turn on her light. Let's see if we can piss her off. If it's a mare, it's gonna want to get out of that room. Think it's one of the weird ones? Yeah, it could be. Remember, you can identify each ghost by a picture. You son of a bitch. Oh, and it's in the base Monte. What mode? It's a custom 1012, so it's no sanity, no evidence. With a jerk ghost and then a fly in my room. I think the fly's being paid by the ghost. Bravo 6, going dark. Still have a lot of shit on the table, though. I don't think it's a stalking ghost. I don't think so. It's not an Oni. Trog, it's like 4 flies. Smudged. 3:16:55. 3:16:55. actually be a Yurei. You, and you. Go back upstairs. Get our smudgy. This is fine. Go there. Give me you. Give me you. Still chance for Goryo? Absolutely. Right now we're testing for a shade and for an Onryo. And it blew out that firelight, so it's not a shade. Four flies that you can see, 20 more that are huge. But so what I'm doing with this is I'm putting a firelight on both sides of the crucifix because I want to make sure we are covering all parts that this crucifix can hit. I didn't mean to do that. It's still fine. But if I do this and do that right there, those lanterns cover both sides. So it's not an Onryo. That was lit. That was lit. It ate the crucifix. Chance of a Goryo definitely goes up for sure. So, not you. I don't think it's you. I don't think it's stalking. Still possibly a mare. What was my gold trophy ghost? It was a Dio. Yeah. What up, Brandon? Yeah, we had tried for like one stream when they first came out with the Apocalypse stuff. We tried for like a stream and I realized like how boring it was going to be to continue trying on stream. So I was like, you know what? F it, man. I'm not going to try on stream anymore. I'll just, you know, I was like, after stream one day, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give it another try. Why not? I'll give it a shot. That time I tried, I got it. So I'm really feeling like this is a Goryo. Unfortunately. It has not moved from that basement. How to feel about the console update? I'm excited for it. I'm just ready for it to be here. Just ready for it to be here, friend. No, it wasn't about how many people were hanging out. No. It had just came out. We tried like a couple times. Had a Goryo that refused to give dots forever and never turned. Yeah. It's still coming from the basement. Like, this has got to be a Goryo. Hello, Grandmama. Would you like a smooch? We give her a smooch. What if if she did a Ure ability right now? Wouldn't that be some shit? Night, you're good. Hey. Hey. Hello. Hey, El Stinko. You guys realize that these can be thrown now, by the way? Mayor. I don't think so. I've had this light on for quite a long time and it won't move. The boots. Does boots. Let me out. Watched them play yesterday. They turned on a light and immediately turned it off. They left right away. I usually try to get the ghost to at least do that twice before I dip. All right, we're going to go Goryo. Hopefully we're right. If it's a Ure, what a stinky, because it never did its ability. Merritt already light off, moved to the other room. I would have thought so. We've had the light on down there for quite a long time. But sometimes you get a ghost that's an absolute piece of shit. Sometimes it just doesn't want a ghosty. What's the Ure ability? When the ghost slams the door and drains your sanity. But I mean, it attempts to drain your sanity. Obviously in a 0 sanity, it won't drain our sanity, but it still will slam the door shut. Ghosty, no ghosty. Look. Now, what's hard about that is the ghost being in the basement. We can't get it to do the light switch thing as easily because it's all the way in the basement. Yeah, unfortunately. For shame. Let's see if we can. I'm going to try to speed run one. Come on. Let's try. At least it's not a fly. You know what? That's a way to look at it. Glass half full. I like it. I like it. All right, let's do that. Do that. Do that. Do that. Motion sensor crucifix. Photo. Do this. Do this. Song, shut your butt. Of course, it's in there and I can't. Now the light's off. I can't see shit. Basement again. Here, enjoy. Will we ever see a VR Phasmo video from you? Yeah, there already is Phasmo videos from me with VR. I've also got VR VODs, and there's also going to be another one soon because I found out how to do it where it's not destroying my VRAM. There, you hear it downstairs? Now I hear it. Phantom. There we go. Or Mimic. We're still going to go Phantom. No matter what, we will always just go with whatever the ghosty we think it is. If we get mimicked, we get mimicked. It's fine. No point wasting our time getting a camera to go and try and figure out if it's another one of the other ghosts or whatever. Nah. F that. F that. Okay. Ads are about to start, by the way.
Welcome back. There's some jobs
There we
ready
go.
for you.
25:30 in 2 minutes. There. There's an example for you of like what people are doing when they're trying to get quick money and XP. That's the kind of stuff that they're doing. That's the kind of stuff that they're doing. So absolutely possible. It's just up to you how you want to do it. It's up to you, man. By the way, the soda thing, they actually sent me this time an opener. It says Crazy Soda Pop. You probably can't see it because of the light. This is the first time they actually sent me one. Maybe they're like, you're a repeat customer here. I want to get my name engraved on it. Dahlia, hello, friend. Just make a custom and guess. 1 out of 24 chance. What? And then you get it wrong every single time. Yeah. Yeah. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, dude. Wolflink, how are you? Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. A thank you gift for the only customer. Listen. I appreciate their willingness to send me disgusting stuff. It's very, very kind of them. I appreciate them. I'm good. I'm doing well. We're going to do a normal investigation now. We'll do a normal one after the ads. Sorry, there's ads playing right now. You can narrow the guess with 100. Oh, for sure. For sure. Ants. Kitten Kills, thank you for the raid. It's a kitten raid. What's up, dude? We have a question. Oh, I know a song. Oh, I know. I wanted to do this stuff first. Living the dream. Oh my goodness. How was stream? How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. I'm so sorry that you came in right when ads were playing. I do apologize. It's a Kitten Kills. Oh, I totally haven't talked about it at all, by the way. It's midnight now, but I mean, I'm going to talk about it again on Sunday since it's going live on Monday. But friendly reminder, I did inside of the Discord. Hold on. 1 second, please. 1 second. Dude, I just fucked that guy up. I destroyed him. Like, what a mistake to come into this room. What a mistake. All right, anyway. So my plushie campaign starts on Monday. It starts on Monday. I'm going to mention it again on Sunday. So the plushie is not getting made yet. It is only going to get made if we reach enough. Okay? Only if we reach enough. So I do already have the link in chat that you guys can click on and look. So if we have 200 pledges by August 1st, it'll get made. It will get made. Do I know why Asylum's deleted? The original Asylum? It's because it was repetitive and a lot of people complained about it. So they replaced it basically with Sunny Meadows. Yeah. That was the main reason. Turret! Oh my goodness gracious. Hi, Kyle. What up, friend? Surprised it was the mayor. I know. Same here. I know. Hey, Alok, how are you? But yeah. All right, ads are done. We're back. Kitten, thank you for the 6 months, man. Appreciate you. Oh, tier 3. Oh my goodness. Are they only going to make 200? No. It's just it's the minimum. No. If we go above 200, then they will make however many I believe we go above. Yeah. So it's just there's a minimum. We have to reach a certain point for it to get made. And then however far we go beyond that, that's how many are getting made. What do you mean by repetitive? The original Asylum? Oh, I mean, the entire map looked the same. It's like high school. Like, all of it just looks identical, man. Yeah. Sam, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, friend. Psychic, hello, friend. Welcome back. Sam, how are you? Have a stream. Oh, no, Ken, you're good, friend. No worries. How to pledge? On Monday. On Monday, you'll be able to do it. Yeah, if you go to that link in chat, you can see on top, it says the petition starts in 2 days, 8 hours, 55 minutes, and 14 seconds. So once it starts, then you're able to pledge, but you can read through that page and you can even put your email in to get notifications about it and all that jazz. Yeah. What up, gamer? How you doing, friend? All right. Let us do a random map. We'll do random. Should we do random pro or random nightmare? You guys tell me. What do you want? Is the plushie a limited one-time release? Yes. Yeah. Once the release is done, once it happens, that's it. That's it. Unless for some reason enough call comes in that they want to bring it back, then that's fine. But yeah, it's going to be a one-time thing. A moth plushie. The plushies that Makeshift makes is so good. It's the same people that made the voodoo plushie. It's the same people. Just pledged to JoJo's the other day. That's awesome. No, Fancy, I appreciate you. No, that's so cool. Yeah, JoJo has one too. You know what? We're going to do, because of all the flies, I need a little bit of like comfort in my night. We're going to do a random pro. I'm not doing Tanglewood. We're leaving. I'm not doing Tanglewood.
Welcome back. I've got some
We've
jobs
just
ready
been
for you.
running that goddamn map nonstop. We're at least going to do something else. No, I'm not hoping for high school or prison, just not Tanglewood. Why not? Because we've been running it nonstop. Because we've been doing it nonstop. That's why. All right. That's fine. Lighthouse. I would have been fine with Lighthouse. That would have been perfectly fine.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment.
Edgefield is perfectly fine. All right. Okay. Keith Miller, Firelight, capture a photo, and incense. Willow. Great map. Zalter, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Yeah, I want to talk to the sound designer that they brought onto the game. I want to talk to them about the sounds in the game. Oh no, it's you. To talk about some of the things that they've... Excuse me. About some of the things that they've done, because I know that they've added sounds, but I'm wondering what else they've added, because I feel like I'm missing stuff. What's the hardest ghost to find? To find a shade. What up, Green? Shades are very quiet ghosts. Very quiet ghosties. H4, hello. Oh, well, we have cards. We know where the ghost is. Do one of those guys. One of those guys. All right, we're good. High school sounds are messed up. All right. Let's get our evidence. There. Dios are fun to find. Well, Dios are fun in general, but also because they don't hunt until like 40%. That on. We'll stop it once we come back in. The nice thing about Edgefield is that you have your door right here. It's right by the front. Right here. Got a shave when you did the weekly. Ugh. Gross. Gross. We'll do there. Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Are you angry? Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Are you far? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you near? Where are you? Where are you? Nothing. Okay. I kind of want to wait it out because I don't want it to walk in the salt and miss the opportunity to check for UV. Unless it's not in this room. no sense because we saw it chuck the yellow mug. Gotta do Blink-182 style. H4, how are you? What the heck is that? What the heck is what? It is not that cold here. It's like 12 degrees. Do we need to close the dot? No. No. You can let the dots keep going. I just wanted to stop it anyway. Oh, in my hand, this is the tier 3 thermo. Yeah, this is the tier 3 thermo. Yeah, dear, hello. What's the fastest you have found the right ghost? Probably less than a minute. No, you're not, you sack of crap. Don't you dare. Don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Are you up or down? It's got to be upstairs. You turd. Where is it? It moved. I heard a door. I heard a door. This son of a bitch. Is this a wraith? Goo. There's our breath. There's the 5 degrees. No phalanges. Let's check this door. Ah, there they are. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, it's that door. All right, we have ultraviolet. No, it can't be a wraith. Ever play Ghost Watchers? Yeah. Yeah, Ghost Watchers is a good game. Has a lot of really good updates. Bro, this game's shit? Then don't play it. I mean, you're the one in here watching it, so what's that say about you? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Jaw, what's up, friend? Goo. Check for attempts again. Gotta get some sleep. Good night, Sam. Ghosties, ghosties, ghosties. Figured out a demon within 30 seconds. I figured out a mimic on a no evidence run in Camp Woodwind by seeing orbs in the cam. Firelight photo incense. Dude, Ghostie's not doing shit. What is considered freezing? It's 0.9 degrees or lower. So if you are doing, if you're using tier 2 or tier 3 thermo, you can see digital. Then you can know if it's freezing. Yeah. Mystic, hello. You know you can type in lowercase and I can see your messages, right? Just pro tip, fun fact. Use it if you want. It's up to you. What about tier 1? Tier 1, the tier 1, you'll see it go below 1 degree, but on the tier 2 and tier 3, it's almost like you can detect the freezing early, is what we say. Or like what we mean. Was waiting for that. No, that's okay. I have children. I have a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old. We know how to deal with them. It's fine. Do we have anything inside of there at all? No, I need to check for the cam upstairs. That's why I switch over. Hey, I appreciate you, Mystic. Thank you. Goes to hate the most. Yurei, they suck. Yureis are awful. There's the orb. Oh, you shut the book. Okay. Since we're on pro, we can do this. And there's freezing. Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Where are you? You're sorry? I don't give a shit. Oh, hey, how are you? I think it's a Hantu. Oh, no, that was me, Phantom. I like how you can pause the dots now. Oh, that was something that's been requested for ages, dude. It has been requested for freaking ages. What do we think it is? We're thinking it's a Hantu. Again, I have kids. I know how to deal with them. Let's see. Let's do... Camera. We need a photo. We need a photo of El Stinko. Which would have been right there, but we missed it. Sag. Coach just taking a dump. He's standing next to the sink, so I guess that explains the dirty water. The gentle parenting? Yeah. Yeah. We're just here to push people in the right direction when it seems that they are lost. Kelly, how are you? Welcome in. Brother, ew. Nyla, hello. Baby water? Yeah. Ghost. Here, we'll turn that off. There we go. Hello. Let's make a tier list. What did I make a tier list of before? Was it of maps? Ghosty. I got you, boo-boo. We're not playing with viewers, Decox. Ghosty, I need a photo of you. Here. See a space. Have a good one, man. How many hours do I have in Phas? I thought I had 3K. I think it's I think it's below 3K. I don't know what it is. I have to double check. It's like 2,800 or something. Been mainstream game for like 3 years. Ghost, come on, man. Bro, can I play? Here, I'll say it again. Here, let's try this one more time. So I'm not playing with viewers right now, but thanks though. Yeah. Fuck. Did like my kid tell all of his friends to get online or something? Shit. Hydrate Minder, thank you. It's actually a good reminder. Appreciate you. Ghost, please. Hello. Ghosty. Why is it not fly fry? Shut your lips. You shut your damn lips. Your friend is the best at the game and he has everything in the game? That's the coolest shit that I have heard in like 2 weeks. I'm gonna write that down and tell it at parties. About to press C3. Nice. Difficulty is this. This is on pro. It's supposed to be chill, and we need a ghost photo. And the ghost showed up once, and it had decided that it doesn't want to do it again. Yeah. So now here we are. My kitten just shut down my PC, so I guess it's time to switch. Your cat shut down your PC. Oh no, Blue, it's okay. It's one disgruntled child that has the weekend ahead of them that is now communicating with their other disgruntled children. Trust me, I'm not new here. I played Rocket League for like 2 years. I'm very well aware of how it works. You're fine, Sunshine. No worries. No worries at all, friend. You're good. Ghost, please. What was your name, dude? Keith Miller. Hello. Want to play on Xbox? Eventually, friend. Eventually. They said Halloween event. When the Halloween event happens, you will get the opportunity. Oh, I forgot. My cam's in other position. You sack of shit! Do I have cards down there? I'm fucking pulling them. I'm tired of this shit. We're pulling them. You know what? Yeah. We're pulling them. Oh, I have double smudge on me too? Shit. Hey, Praw, what's up, friend? Oh, yeah. Yep, this is happening. 100%. Shit. Do this just in case. Thank you, Night Fury. Ay. See, they said guaranteed. They said their words 100% guaranteed Halloween event time. That came out of their lips. That came out of their lips. Son of a bitch. Out of all the ghost events I could get. Oh, fuck you. I hate it here so much. You know, I haven't had the Hanged Man in a really long time. Why are you all the... Nope, it's gonna blow the lights. Yep, sack of shit. Nope. I fucking hate it here. I'm leaving. Nope. I'm out. No ghosty foot? No. I'm not going to go sit up there for another 30 minutes and wait for this ghost to show up.
Got some jobs ready for you.
Thinking that's how I feel on the inside. On the inside, that's how we feel. Do you think Phasmo should have a new tool? No, not right now. If anything, what I would rather see a new ghost. I think a new ghost would be pretty sick. I know it would throw like a little, you know, a wrench into their nice clean look here. But I think another ghost would be a nice new addition on top of the new map. I wish they'd rework the ghost models. Yeah. Reworking the ghost models will be good. New events would be nice. Yeah. The Horror 2.0 is going to be sick when that eventually happens. The customizations. Yeah, man. There's a lot of stuff. Hi, Mel. So you're saying you want 25 ghosts instead of 24? I don't know, let me talk to that fly that's sitting on the back of my monitor that wants to fucking die. Hey, Mythical, how are you? Nah, I appreciate it, Mel. Thank you, friend. Yeah, dude, I definitely think another ghost would be great because you don't have to add new evidence for that. You don't have to add new evidence for a new ghost. You can get another ghost in here and still use this. Because, like, if you go down the list of this and you start checking stuff off, you can find a combination that doesn't have anything on it. You can add a ghost that has EMF, ultraviolet, and spirit box. Boom. There you go. There's a ghost. Yeah. But you know what I mean. You're picking up what I'm putting down. But yeah, they'll get there. Now that they have more on their team, they have hired more people. They have brought more people on for sound design, for development, for PR, like for everything. It's going to get faster. We just have to get past the console speed bump. The console speed bump has been the biggest speed bump ever. Once we get past that, man, it's going to fly. So we will get there, friends. We will get there. We will get there. Like, see better behavior. Yeah, it's a touch and go game, man. It answers my question. If you still got the fly. No, it's still here. It's Mel, I've been battling flies my entire stream. I think my kids left food in the basement somewhere, and man, they've found my room basically. Why is it there? There's just a lot with console. My guess is because Sony is very, very touchy about what they approve. And Phasmo was not as optimized as it probably should have been. That's my guess. But we'll see. Ellen, it's still here. Like, there's still one or two. Yeah. Yeah, I got like 2 of them though. Like I said, I saw 4 of them at one time, but 2 landed on my keyboard like idiots. Got him. All right, guys, it is 12:26. I think we're gonna call it there, man. We're gonna call it there, but I appreciate you guys. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you guys so much. YouTube's, we're gonna end it there. Thank you all so much. We're gonna be live again on Sunday. Do you think Ghost Exorcism would be? No, I don't think so, Tex. I think that would make the games way too long. Yeah, I think it would make the games way too long. There are games that already have that kind of stuff. Yeah. Thank you, Green. Talk. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you so much. We'll be live again on Sunday, friends. But yeah, stick around. We're going to go raid. Stick around. We're going to go raid. If you guys are not in the Discord, the Discord is there. The rest of the socials are there, friends. I appreciate you. Sunday, we will be live again. Monday, the plushie campaign begins. Monday. Thank you, Phoenix. You guys are amazing, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you all. It's your birthday in 33 minutes? Well, for me, it's your birthday now, Song. Happy frackin' birthday. For me, it is your birthday now, Mr. Song. Happy birthday, dude. Do you want to fly? I could send you one. Come here, bitch. Your Songs now. We're sending Song flies. Listen, I appreciate you guys getting us to the good goal. We didn't have to worry about the bad. We didn't have to worry about the bad wheel today. The bad wheel was the damn flies. That was enough. I need to figure out what the fuck that was today and get it taken care of. I don't know what happened. I don't know what is out there. I have to investigate. Huh. Holy shit. All right. All right. There's a good possibility. I need to figure out what this man is doing. How long he's still going. If he's still going for a while. Do you want more? No, I don't want more. If he's still going for a bit and he's doing things and stuff, I might be joining him. Oh, no, it's okay. I appreciate another 2 hours. I thank you. No, I always choose the raids, Knuckle. Thank you, though. No. I already know where we're going, friend. Come here. Where are you, bitch? Land on my keyboard. your songs. I'm sending you in a gift box. Okay. Well, I have a potty break to do, and then after that potty break, I can join him for stuff and things. Guys, if you are not subbed already and you want to raid in with a command, there's a raid command for you. If you are subbed, there you are. Creepy little tier 3s song, especially. That's for you. Little birthday boy. We're going to go say hi to Sir Glacius. Sir Glacius is celebrating his affiliate anniversary, 3-year affiliate, I believe, anniversary. And he's doing it with a 12-hour stream. So this man has about another like hour or two, like another like 2 hours left on him. So we're going to go hype it up. And he's doing lethal. So I'm probably going to join him because, well, he said he'll go to at least 12. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Let's go say hi to Mr. Glacius. He's also using crowd control, by the way. So if you guys like using crowd control, which we are going to do lethal crowd control at some point. I said we would. I just have to pick a day. Yeah, you're going to join it too. Let's go. It's really chaotic right now. I assumed. I didn't assume any less. I figured it would be kind of wild. Yeah. Yeah. But guys, thank you all for all of the follows today. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the raids. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you. We are, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where did it go? I literally just had it. Oh, it's right there. We are well on our way for the monthly. Well on our way, friends. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you all. But let us go say hi to this lovely, lovely man. He is one of the newest members of Midnight Society. Make sure you guys follow him. Make sure you follow my other teammates. I'd say his better half, Mel, is here. But I don't want to like pin them against each other because I love me some Glay. I have proposed to Glay before, not to make her jealous or anything. Do I copy this in Glay's chat when we get there? So, Sunshine, you need to copy this one. There's a clip. I've proposed him. All right, guys, let's go say hi to Glay. I love you guys. Let's go say hi to Glay. I love you all. Goodbye.